SunTrust Park in Atlanta has hosted Atlanta Braves baseball, huge concert events, and even the MLB playoffs just a couple of months ago. Today, for the first time ever, SunTrust Park is transformed into a gridiron as Kennesaw State plays host to Jacksonville State with playoff positioning on the line.
What an atmosphere. It is indeed the border battle. About 120 miles away from Jacksonville, Alabama. Chandler Burks, just about 10 or 15 miles south of his campus. Kennesaw State hosting Jacksonville State. What a scene in front of a huge crowd on a Sunsplash Saturday. Hello, everyone. Alongside NFL veteran Tutan Kamenreyes, I'm Brian Katrick. Chris Mooneyham is with us on the sidelines. How about football at SunTrust Park?
Oh, amazing, Brian. And this game has been circled on the calendar for about 2 years now since the game was signed. But they spoiled it. They met last year in the playoffs, which was supposed to be for the first time. Now, meeting again today, playoff implications on the line.
And that's what we're wondering, because both teams have already clinched their conference. They're both heading to the playoffs. What are they playing for today?
Well, the kids are excited. The coaches not so much, but they're playing for a chance to stay home for Thanksgiving, a bye in the first round, home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
That is big. Take a look at what this matchup is, and it is historic for Kennesaw State. It's the first time that they have played as a top 10 team against another top 10 team. Number 2 in the country versus number 6 in the country.
So many similarities between these two teams, Brian. Both top 10 teams, both explosive offenses, stingy defenses. I think the difference is Jacksonville State a little bit more balanced. Kennesaw State relying heavily on that run game.
Down to the sidelines and Chris Mooneyham.
Thank you, gentlemen. A unique situation, Coach Bohannon. Season finale, playoff seating on the line, SunTrust Park.
Hey, no doubt. What a great venue. What a great day. Awful excited for Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State University. It's going to be a great game today.
We talked to you during the week. The men know what's at stake.
Oh, no doubt. Our kids understand where we are, who we're playing, what this is about. We're excited about the opportunity.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brian Bohannon pushed for this setting, not necessarily this opponent and this date, but it's all working out. So much that he has accomplished in just 4 short seasons here. This is his first ever senior class. And he brings this team to SunTrust Park as the number 2 team in the country. Boy, what a difference a day makes after about 5 days in a row of temperatures in the mid-40s and rain in the Atlanta area. This field is still in superb shape, and we get a gem. Mid-60s, a light breeze blowing, and the opponent on the other side. We talk about the quick rise of Brian Bohannon. All Coach John Gross does is win over at Jacksonville State.
That's right, 5 consecutive OVC championship. Coach John Gross gets it done. Recruits heavily in this area, so you know this is going to be a huge game for him and his Jacksonville State Gamecocks.
Kennesaw State won the coin toss and has deferred. And they will get set to kick it away. A couple of dangerous return men back for Jacksonville State. You see Jalen Green. Will they get a chance? Off the foot of Nathan Robertson. In front of the big setting in the big house. We are set to go at SunTrust Park.
This is the game they've been looking forward to the entire season, Brian. Both teams are excited. Huge playoff implications on the line. Huge atmosphere. What a great day for football.
And Leander Burrows with the fair catch to give his team good starting position out at the 25. And this team goes as their starting quarterback goes. It's all about Zarek Cooper, the transfer from Clemson, Tutan.
Having an opportunity to play here at Jacksonville State, getting it done, throwing through the air. He's more of a pocket passer, uses his legs when need be, but loves to stay in the pocket and manipulate it and get the ball down the field to his speedy receivers.
played for Clemson last year in the loss against Syracuse. And on 1st and 10 is going to throw. Quick hit out to the left-hand side. And he has transformed this offense. Josh Pearson with the reception. And it's just simply the passing prowess of Cooper that has changed the way this offense has run.
Cooper does love getting the ball to Josh Pearson. You see he went to him out the gates on his first play. That's his go-to guy. Kennesaw State's defense is going to have to settle in early and make sure Cooper doesn't get the ball to Pearson often.
Cooper can't handle the snap. Turnovers have been a bit of a problem. The running back picks it up, and it's going to be a loss. However, may have seen a flag fly in there. Dorian Walker wrapped him up. Pretty heads-up play right there by Jalen Green to pick up the loose ball. It must not have been a flag that came flying in. Dorian Walker anchoring this defense. Look at the front line for Kennesaw State.
Oh, yeah, nothing but tackles for loss. Penetration by that front seven up there. You see your all-world player, Bryson Armstrong, for Kennesaw State's defense. 3rd down. Let's see if Jacksonville State can convert here.
Cooper out of the shotgun. 4 receiver set. Quick over the middle. That is close to a 1st down as he hits Daniel Bird. And it looked like Bird has it. We'll see if they measure here.
Just a quick slant by Daniel Bird. Knew where the markers was. Got tackled right at the line.
Ooh, but they don't measure. Bird, the junior from Pensacola, Florida, thought he had enough, but never quite got the football there. Teuton has to get out to the 35, and that is a full football short, and the offense is staying on the field.
Looks like they're going to go for it. See if they can pick up the 1st down here, Brian.
How about this formation? Direct snap to Jalen Green. And he has got the 1st down. Check that. They wound up snapping it to Burrows. Threw a little different formation at him, and it worked.
Well, you think this game doesn't mean something for head coach John Grass? He went for it on 4th and short right there. Burrows lowering his head, running forward, leaning over the 1st down marker, able to pick it up early for Jacksonville State.
3rd downs have been huge. How about 4th downs? This one's still bobbled, and a huge hit as the ball finally comes loose. Bird had it about 3 different times and paid the price.
Bird could not hold on to that ball as middle linebacker Charlie Patrick had a bead on him from his linebacker spot. Watch this. Just lowers his shoulder. Boom.
Oh,
Puts the ball up in the air. There's nothing Bird can do on that.
And you know it's coming, too. Bird really hung in there a long time. 2nd and 10. Cooper himself, that's not normally a plan. Anthony Gore Jr., the first one there to deliver the hit. Mackenzie Billingsley also in on the stop.
Design run by Zarek Cooper, as you said, Brian, doesn't do it often. Sat back in the pocket, let everything happen in front of him, tried to pick up some yardage. A solid defense so far on this opening drive by Kennesaw State.
Chris Mooneyham's going to tell us about Kennesaw State's offense versus Jacksonville State's defense on 3rd down, but the other way around pretty good. Jacksonville State top 5 in the country on 3rd down conversions. Kennesaw State top 5 defense in the country. Stopping it. Cooper over the middle, complete again to Bird. 2nd catch of the afternoon, 1st down and more as he moves the chains into Kennesaw State territory.
If Cooper has an opportunity to sit back in the pocket, he has a strong arm and can deliver the ball on time. Watch this. Kennesaw State only rushing 3 on that play. Cooper has all the time in the world, sits back there, delivers the ball for another 1st down.
Such a dangerous receiving core. Brian Bohannon said a couple of these receivers look like they could be playing on Sundays already. Cooper on the give. It's Jalen Green. Got the corner turned. Out of bounds across the 40.
Green is one of these running backs. They have a three-headed monster now in the backfield, different than what Jacksonville State did last season. But now they're comfortable giving the ball to multiple running backs to establish that run to keep them balanced on offense.
Cooper with all day. Doesn't run often. Running effectively here. Gonna have the first down. Zarek Cooper stopped by Bryson Armstrong, but Coach Gross told us, as he goes, we go. And it looks like he's going well.
Yeah, so far he's getting it done. Very poised is Zarek Cooper to only be a redshirt sophomore. Sitting in the pocket. Again, three-man rush by Kennesaw State. No pressure. Cooper sees everything covered down the field. Gets upfield, does a little pirouette there, and able to pick up the first down.
Like it, the dance moves of Zarek Cooper. 1st and 10. Fakes the pitch. Keeps it himself again. And showing a little different look.
Jacksonville State with a wrinkle. Typically they pitch the ball to the outside. Zarek Cooper faked the pitch right there. Kept it himself, somewhat of an option. Solid down the field tackle by Travis Bell. But Cooper establishing the run early. We already know what he can do with his arm. Jacksonville State on this first drive is showing that they can run the ball as well.
11th play of the drive. 2nd and 8. Nibbling on field goal range. Cooper, quick out. Complete near side. This is Jamari Hester. And Hester may have picked up another first down.
Well, Jamari Hester, one of the big wide receivers, like you said, Coach Bohannon said, these guys look like they can play on Sundays. 6'7", 210. If he takes 2 steps and leans forward, he can pick up a first down.
Just short. 3rd and short, maybe 4-down territory. Here's that formation again. And they snap it again to Burrows. This time he may not have it. Second effort, looks like he stretches for it, and now he's definitely across the line. Let's see where they spot it. Leander Burrows. Loving all these short yardage situations. That's his play. The line to gain is just across the 25.
You see big number 93, Randy Robinson. That's a defensive tackle leading the way. Well, you see a big number 93 there, making a block and still getting back in there to push the pile.
Yeah, they spot it short. 4th and short. We're going to do it again. Same formation. Burrows, the quarterback. A lot of movement on the right-hand side. This one's not going to count. Burrows breaking through and then fumbling out, not out the back of the end zone. Good hustle there, but none of this is going to count. A lot of motion on the right-hand side.
Like a full start up front.
Well, you may as well run it again, Tuton. Kennesaw State hasn't really stopped it yet.
False start. Offense, number 21. The players were not set before the snap. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Now you maybe kick this. Larry Adcock telling us it's on the offense.
Head coach John Gross knows he's in for a war today. It doesn't matter if he has to go for a field goal or put points on the board. Either way, he knows what Kennesaw State is capable of doing on offense. So he's going to be very aggressive to start this game off.
Going for it. 4th and 6. Cooper back in there. Gonna hand it off. And they're gonna get it easily. Jalen Green. What a run. What a call.
Head coach John Gross going for it early on 2 4th downs. You have your big All-American center, Tyler Scozzaro, in the middle, just clearing out the pile. Kennesaw State's undersized defense so far not showing up on this first drive. You got to take your hat off to this offensive line of Jacksonville State.
Zarek Cooper out of the gun again. 4 receivers set. Gives it to Green. Smothered there as he gets a couple. Jacksonville State has had 31 really fast scoring drives under 2 minutes. This one milking the clock.
They're doing a solid job picking their points, finding the weak holes in Kennesaw State's defense. They're going to have to play more gap control. Again, they're undersized with this huge Jacksonville State offense. So if you're a defensive lineman, you have to stay in your gap and not let the lineman move you out of position. If you do, that's when you see these gashes of 4 and 5 yards early.
Cooper with Green behind him, wants to throw, and hit as he caught it is Jamari Hester. Great coverage out there by Levante Larry.
Levante Larry just does a great job watching the play. Didn't go for the play action. The fake counter, sat there, played his position, which these defensive backs have to do. Doesn't go for the fake, play action, played his position, beat a block, and just made a tackle for loss. That's what Kennesaw State's defensive backs have to do against these very speedy and shifty Jacksonville State receivers.
Larry, a transfer from Iowa Central. Owls into the neutral zone here. Free play as it's very nearly intercepted, diving out the back of the end zone. But it wouldn't have counted anyway. Jace White almost got his hands on it. Desmond Johnson Jr., though, into the neutral zone.
Got to hold your water, particularly when you're getting in a position where you can slow this offense down a bit. You don't need penalties, can't give them anything additional. They're already as good as it is. You can't have these penalties and give them extra yardage or another chance at the end zone.
Still 3rd and 6. Are you in 4-down territory here? They've been in field goal range for about 5 minutes. Cooper looking for all of it, and he's got it. Complete touchdown. Daniel Bird. 24th touchdown pass of the season for Zarek Cooper. In his first season with Jacksonville State, he sets a new school record, and it looked this easy.
Very easy again, just a quick 3-step drop. Saw the slant there. Daniel Bird got inside position on Levante Larry. Boxed them out, as you do if you're playing basketball, able to put Jacksonville State on the board early.
16 plays, 75 yards, and 8.5 minutes. Jacksonville State leads 7-0. So, the visiting team strikes first. The home team on offense when we come back on Fox Sports Southeast. Zarek Cooper transfers from Clemson, and what success he has had transforming this Jacksonville State offense into a passing offense. Teuton.
He's very accurate when he has time, manipulates the pocket. You saw him slide over to his left, found a wide open Daniel Bird, picking up another touchdown, putting Jacksonville State ahead.
Played in relief of Kelly Bryant in the ill-fated Syracuse game last year. Then saw the handwriting on the wall at Clemson. Could have sat out a year. Played at an FBS school. Decided to come here, FCS, where he could play immediately. Cade Stinnett with a little pooch kick, trying to keep it away from the dangerous Isaac Foster. And this one going to be returned up to the 40-yard line. It was Demetrius Petway, sure-handed defensive back. And right in the middle of the huddle there, number 3, Chandler Burks, the first ever commitment and signee to this program. Grad student now, playing in his redshirt senior year. He has been everything for this program.
Sure has runs this offense to perfection. Had the same offense in high school, as you mentioned, the first ever commit for Kennesaw State. Very poised, knows what he's doing with the ball, and pitches it at the right time for the Owls.
Gonna throw on first down. Swings it out to Darnell Holland. Holland trying to make a miss, and it's going to be a short gain. What a game Darnell Holland had last week at Monmouth. I'll tell you all about it. These were the guys he was running behind. The offensive line for Kennesaw State may be finally healthy.
Finally healthy, led by 4 seniors. They call them the OGs, which are players that committed the first year of Kennesaw State when there was no football, getting it done this entire year for the Owls.
McKenzie, the first man through. started in the program as a quarterback, transferring to running back and being very effective, and he brings up third and manageable. Quan Stoudemire and Monte Young with the stop.
This Gamecocks defense, very capable of shutting offenses out. Stingy. They've done it this entire season. You gotta like what they do up front. Push the pocket on offense. Rally to the ball on the second and third level of the defense.
Shaq Terry in motion. This is the pitch to him. First down and more. Into Gamecock territory. Stoudemire forcing him out of bounds. Terry over the 1,000-yard mark for his career a couple of games ago.
And this is the strength of this Kennesaw State Owls offense, getting the ball to the perimeter. They have speedy A-backs. Shaq Terry, one of them. We mentioned Darnell Holland and the incredible game he had last week. If they can consistently get the ball to the outside and have explosives, it'll be a long day.
Pitch to Isaac Foster, but Foster cannot turn the corner. No running room. Stoudemire with great penetration and speed. He was in all the right spots.
Quan Stoudemire from that middle linebacker position, just going sideline to sideline. He's seen this offense before. Wasn't fooled by the fake in the middle. Able to get to the outside. And Isaac Foster, he is not slow by any stretch of the imagination. Great tackle by Quan Stoudemire.
It was the speed of this Jacksonville State team that surprised Kennesaw State the most last year. Fastest team and best defense they played all season long, said the coaching staff. This is Glover on second down, and it's going to bring up third down and long, down to Chris Mooneyham.
Yeah, guys, I've got to tell you, I don't know that I've ever worked a game with comparative numbers like what I'm about to give you. Kennesaw State, first in the country in offensive third down conversions, an astounding 56%. While JSU, first in the country, third down defensive conversion at 22%. We know what JSU did offensively, converting 2 third downs and 2 fourth downs offensively against an OWLT defense that is third in the country, allowing just 26%.
Tough opportunity, though, for Kennesaw State here, third and long. Burks is going to throw. Able to get it to Xavier Harper, who is whipped down, and that is not going to be enough for the first down. Jalen Choice was there, and he made sure that Harper doesn't get there. However, there's another number, Teuton, because Kennesaw State goes for it a lot on fourth down also.
That's right. They're going for it right here early.
72% of the time. First in the Big South. 7th in the country on fourth down conversions, and this is 4th and 2. Burks pitches it to Darnell Holland. Not going to get there. What a stop for the Gamecocks. Darnell Holland almost 200 yards on 9 carries a week ago, but stuffed here. Traco Williams and Quan Stoudemire.
Penetration is one of the things that slows this offense down. You see Christian Wofford, the Sam, make Darnell Holland bounce it to the outside. Right there. Wasn't able to keep his footing going. And then Traco Williams from his safety position coming up, short tacklers. That's one of the things that Coach Bohannon said about this defense. They're fast, and boy, can they tackle. You saw Traco Williams doing a solid job getting his team off the field.
Cooper. Another chance. First man through. Lots of running room for Jalen Green. Into Owl territory, and it is all Jacksonville State right now.
It starts up front. The big offensive lineman. I mean, you got 340 pounds left guard, your right guard, 74, just a seal block on Anthony Gore. And the rest was up to Jalen Green, getting to the outside again, running back by committee. And if it's going to be like this, Jacksonville State is going to have success on the offense and the run game. It's just going to open up everything for the passing attack.
Cooper, about his 4th read, deep to the end zone. We're looking for Bird, but he overthrew him. Bird has the game's only touchdown, almost had another one. Levante Larry was with him. How about the time that Zarek Cooper has back in the pocket?
Zarek Cooper, again, poised, patient. You have huge offensive linemen in front of you. Your left guard, B.J. Autry, All-American. Your center, Tyler Sozero, All-American. If these guys can sit there and give Cooper time, he's going to be able to deliver the ball. He'll be comfortable in the pocket. As you saw right there, just overthrew the pass a little bit.
2nd and 10, Green on the sweep. It's a reverse. And great penetration. Jace White reads it. He trips him up. LeGarrette Ford coming from the other direction, but Jace White stayed at home and was not fooled.
Penetration right there by Jace White. Didn't bite the fake. He saw Jalen Green going to the outside, just flew up, able to make a huge tackle for the Owls, and that's what they need. Big-time plays on defense because they've been getting gashed early. Didn't fall for the trickery that Jacksonville State tried right there.
Yeah, 3rd and 20. Zarek Cooper loves to throw it. Gonna get a chance here. More time. Downfield. Complete over the middle. Josh Pearson with the reception. Not enough for the first down, but he gets a huge chunk of it. And what a season Josh Pearson has had.
Pearson is the all-everything receiver for the Gamecocks. You see his numbers right there, 16.8 a catch. Got a lot of it right there. If Pearson gets going, there's not too many people in this country that can stop him.
All-time single-season touchdown receiving leader with 16. Broke that record by 5. Here we go again. They're going to run the same formation. Burrows on 4th and a yard. And Burrows is going to throw it, but he overthrew his tight end. He was looking for Landon Rice. Loved the call. You wondered what Burrows had besides plowing into the middle, and he had that. He had Rice, but he missed him.
Looked like he had some space to keep the ball himself. Offensive coordinator Jimmy Ogle pulling out another trick play. And again, when you have your running back trying to make a pass, it's not what you want.
Oh, it is entertaining at SunTrust Park. 7-0 Jacksonville State. Two of the best teams in the country, number 6 versus number 2, a rematch of a playoff disappointment for Jacksonville State a year ago, and so far the Gamecocks are up to the task. A storied program that has won the Ohio Valley Conference now 5 consecutive years, but this upstart Kennesaw State team came over and bounced them from the playoffs last year. Are they getting their revenge here today? Burks will pitch it. Shaq Terry lost his footing. Nowhere, and he's out there in left field. There's no footing issues. Quan Stoudemire is going to get credit for the tackle, but that was all Shaq Terry slipping.
Yeah, it definitely was. And Shaq Terry had some space on the outside. You see Chandler Burks pitch it to him, but he has his eyes on Quan Stoudemire. Was about to make a move there. Just didn't keep his footing.
We might see some guys slip when they get into the infield, but nothing wrong with left field. Still a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Try to pitch the other way. Darnell Holland. Nothing. Try to go back the other way. Still nothing. Maybe falls forward for another 2. Great pursuit from Stoudemire and Randy Robinson.
So far, this Jacksonville State defense has been getting it done, flowing, not falling for the fakes in the middle. You see a fake right down the middle. Chandler Burks waits, pitches the ball. But Christian Wofford keeping contained, allowing his defenders to catch up to the play. Solid job defensively by Jacksonville State in the first quarter.
2 great running teams means the first quarter didn't last very long. 15 in the books. It's 7-0 Gamecocks. Lots of schools look for head coaches. Very few find one as good as this guy. John Gross, 5th season as the head coach at Jacksonville State. And look at all the names he is in front of as far as winning percentage is concerned. Look at the bottom of the screen, Tom.
Oh, the last 3. Some incredible household names there. Kirby Smart, Dabo Swinney, and Nick Saban. I tell you what, John Gross at Jacksonville State, he's put together a winning tradition here. Doing a great job this entire season, his entire term. And also doing a great job this afternoon against Kennesaw State.
Was the offensive coordinator for Bill Clark for 1 season before taking over. Picked off. Burks doesn't throw it often, and he threw it right to Traco Williams. The Kennesaw State defense with a big hold. 1 play later. Into the second quarter. It goes back to Jacksonville State.
And you know Chandler Burks wishes he had that one back. Just threw the ball, lofted it up there. No zip on it. Traco Williams, a junior, came into the game tied for the team lead in interceptions. He's taking it over. That's his 4th interception on the season. It's all Jacksonville State right now, Brian.
In good field position also. Back and forth game. Got to lean on the defense again if you're Kennesaw State. Another golden opportunity here for Zarek Cooper. Looking downfield, nothing but green grass, and it is complete to Trey Berry. And Berry very nearly scores.
Another one of those huge receivers for Jacksonville State. Trey Berry goes 6'7", 235. Again, no pressure on the line of scrimmage. Nobody in his face. Free release down the field. Skinny post, able to pick up a first down.
Michael Matthews in the backfield, and flag thrown here before the play even gets started. And it's going to go against the Gamecocks, it looks like. 1st and goal from the 1.5.
False start. Offense. Number 79. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Larry Adcock with the bad news for John Gross. B.J. Autry. All-American. Moved early. Still 1st and goal. And here we go again. And it's another false start.
False start. Number 9. Offense.
This time it's on,
penalty. First down.
this time it's on Daniel Bird, the receiver, and coach is saying, hang on a second, he didn't move.
I tell you what, I know Coach Gross is upset right now.
There it is. Top of the screen, he was still trotting to the side.
Looks like he wasn't set there. But I tell you what, 2 back-to-back penalties after a huge gain is not what you want offensively. If Kennesaw State can settle for a field goal here, it'll be beneficial for them moving forward.
Well, 1st and goal from the 12. First man through, it's Michael Matthews. Breaking tackles, he scores anyway. Michael Matthews from 12 yards out. A redshirt freshman giving his team 6 more.
Tell you what, this run game is just phenomenal for Jacksonville State this entire afternoon. Matthews, easy handoff, cut back lane right there. Bryson Armstrong is the person that's supposed to make the tackle. He didn't. And Matthews goes in for 6 again. Jacksonville State's running game surprising Kennesaw State here early. And again, that balance. We all know what they can do passing the ball, but they're getting it done balanced this afternoon.
Cade Stinnett makes it 14-0. Jacksonville State taking advantage of mistakes, pouring it on early.
Back at SunTrust Park, where Jacksonville State leads Kennesaw State 14-0. Guys, already 158 yards in total offense for Jacksonville State. I'm looking up at the big scoreboard, 63 rush yards. Remember, this is a team last year, 2017, with Rock Thomas and Brian Horn, who both graduated, combined for 63% of the carries. 4 men already with carries in this ball game, and you should expect to see as many as 6 or 7. Jacksonville State going to ride the hot hand as far as the run game goes. A team that averages 222 yards on the ground per ball game. 7 men have 30 carries or more for this club. Brian?
Chris, thank you. It's all going that man's way right there. Coach John Gross loving it when his plan comes together, seeing his prolific offense produce. A 2-touchdown lead. Stinnett going to kick it short again. But Darnell Holland, who has a kick return for a touchdown this year. Breaking tackles again, but could not get away from the last man, caught from behind by Zach Woodard. Good pursuit from behind by Zach Woodard, because Darnell Holland is dangerous.
Definitely dangerous, capable of taking it to the house on any return is Darnell Holland. But going back to what Chris was saying, this offense of Jacksonville State, not known this season for running the ball, how effective they're doing it today. I'm surprised looking at the games that we saw, averaging 5.3 yards a carry so far, dominating up front is Jacksonville State.
It's a flashback to last year. So here's Chandler Burks, his team trailing by 14 for the first time all season. Holland short side. Stays in bounds. Dances out just before midfield. Traco Williams was there. 9 carries, 193 yards a week ago. 9 carries, Tutan.
And on those 9 carries, 3 touchdowns. As soon as Darnell Holland gets to the outside, he has the speed. He's very explosive. Check this, Brian. Runs of 70 and 75 for touchdowns and an 84-yard kick return for a touchdown. He's a threat to score anytime he touches the ball.
Pitch to T.J. Reed. Stutter step. Jacksonville State is there. Great pursuit again. Traco Williams is there, and that's really the difference the way I'm seeing it at this point. That play all season for this spread option offense, the backs have been able to turn the corner. This Jacksonville State defense is so fast.
So fast and physical, able to get outside. You know what they're doing? They're taking the proper angles, and because they have that speed, they're running downhill, meeting these A-backs of Kennesaw State at the point of attack and bringing them down on first contact.
Kyle Glover, the B-back. Isaac Foster and Reed, the A's. Burks under center. Foster in motion. This is Foster. Also trying to get outside and also can't get anywhere, but probably has the first down. Really close. And they just go ahead and give it to him.
Talked about it coming into the game. But Kennesaw State, their success, no doubt about it, is getting to the outside. So far, Jacksonville State has done a solid job stretching the play out. You see Isaac Foster get outside, but number 24 is sitting there waiting. Zach Woodard waiting for him and not letting him turn that corner, pick up extra yardage. Able to pick up the first down, but nothing else.
Kyle Glover, right to the heart of the defensive line. Randy Robinson there. Connor Christian also there. Kyle Glover getting a lot of touches. In for the injured Bronson Rechsteiner, who would be back next week, although the winning team doesn't have to play next week. Right now, looks like Jacksonville State angling for that week off.
Oh, they know what's at stake here. If they have an opportunity to stay home on Thanksgiving and be around their families, get some extra rest and gear up for the playoffs, that's what they want.
I formation behind Chandler Burks, a different set, and he seemed a little confused by it, trying to make something out of nothing. Maybe a gain of 1. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. Grant Chestnut looking for adjustments. The offense not exactly hitting on all cylinders. This Jacksonville State defense has been tough. We haven't seen that look.
They have been tough. They're firing off the ball. You see the defensive front at the point of attack. Anytime Kennesaw State's A-backs or running backs or quarterbacks tries to make a move, there's a white jersey waiting for them. And the thing is, it's very hard to make people miss. They are wrapping up sound tackling, and that's why they have a lead right now.
Another of those 3rd downs. Darnell Holland's got to make a couple of guys miss, and he does. Across the 30 down to about the 27. It's a first down and more. How about the individual effort from Darnell Holland?
Well, if the Owls are going to have success in the run game, clearly it's going to be on the back of Darnell Holland. We mentioned 195 yards last week, 3 touchdowns. Holland just gets to the outside, and it's all him. 2 defenders in his face, makes them miss, breaking tackles and picking up the first down. That's all effort by Darnell Holland.
It's one of those vaunted 3rd downs that Chris Mooneyham told us about. Here's that same formation with Shaq Terry in the I formation right behind Jake McKenzie. Burks under center. Isaac Foster is the slot in motion. And they're going to pitch it to Terry. Foster misses his block, and Terry can only shake 1 tackler. It's still going to be a gain of a few. Great effort out there trying to make the guys miss. It's Zach Woodard that makes the stop. Traco Williams was the guy that tied up Shaq Terry.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed by this Jacksonville State defense. What they're able to do up front in terms of defeating blocks, stretching the plays out. Very sound defense, particularly against this option offense. It's so difficult because there's so many different moving parts, so many fakes, and you got to honor the dive, the pitch. They're doing a solid job so far.
You saw Trey Threet, who was involved in it as well. Burks keeping it himself on 2nd down, and here we go again. Another 3rd down coming up.
You saw it again. Chandler Burks kept the ball himself. Nothing but white jerseys around him. As soon as he decides to make his move, if he's going to pitch it or turn up, white jerseys all around him.
and that's why they're having success defending this run today.
Jalen Choice, Christian Wofford, the linebackers piling up here. 3rd and about 4. Traditional setup for the Owls. Burks checking the play. Gotta hurry. TJ Reed. First down and more. Gone. Touchdown. TJ Reed. 22 yards.
Follow Kennesaw State football, you know this is what you're used to. You see a pitch outside, downfield blocking, chopping defenders down. TJ Reed able to turn the corner, and then we talked about it. That's the success. The Owls getting to the outside. If they can make a defender miss, get defenders on the ground, able to pick up a touchdown or a first down, and they did it right there. TJ Reed getting the Owls on the board, a much-needed touchdown for Kennesaw State.
Officially 21 yards as Justin Thompson looking for his 138th consecutive extra point, and it's 14-7. A high-powered Kennesaw State offense getting on track. Jacksonville State with the ball when we come back. TJ Reed capping off a 9-play, 71-yard scoring drive, putting Kennesaw State on the board. Go figure, another rushing touchdown from the second-best rushing offense in all of football.
Well, typically, if you're down 14-0, most teams panic, start to throw the ball across the field and try to get back into the game quick. But Coach Bohannon, that's not what he does. This game is predicated on a run game. Second-ranked rushing attack in the country, sticks to the script, knows what his strengths are, and able to get on the board to make this ball game.
Saw that graphic. That's everybody. You saw Georgia Tech sitting there 3rd. Brian Bohannon coached receivers at Georgia Tech. This is DeMarcus Flowers. And Bryson Armstrong runs him out of bounds. Tight quarters down there on what is the 3rd baseline normally here at SunTrust Park. Ed Mangan and his crew doing a great job here year in and year out for the Braves. 2nd season here that the Braves have played. Ed Mangan also works for the NFL, preparing their fields for special events, including the Super Bowl.
An amazing job.
So you're looking for a good field. This guy, this is his backyard. Zarek Cooper still in the lead, still in control. Quick hitter, complete. Landon Rice from up the road in Rome, Georgia, 6'5", 15 receptions this season. Make it 16.
It's Zarek Cooper, and you're seeing defenders play off of your receivers. Just tell them to run down the field a few yards, turn around, look for the ball. Able to pick up a first down. Just throw and catch. Football one-on-one.
How about everybody on Jacksonville State looking at their wristband? Whatever play this is, it ought to be pretty good. They all looked it up. Cooper says, Landon, you got to go over there. Well, hard to imagine that a screen pass was something they had to look up. Jamari Hester didn't have any help. So somebody read something wrong there, I think.
Zarek Cooper had his eyes down the field, going through his progressions. Didn't see anything. Just had to go to his check down in the flat, Jamari Hester. But again, picking up yardage, that's all they want to do. They're approaching the part of the field where they have went for it earlier on in the game on 4th down.
Cooper, quick out to the left-hand side, and it's a first down and more. It's Jamari Hester again. They're moving Hester all over the field. 6'7". Who can stop him?
Redshirt junior. These are phenomenal looking guys. They call it passing the eye test, Brian. When you have that look, 6'7", 210 pounds is Jamari Hester. And then you have Landon Rice, 6'5", 250. These are some big receivers here for Jacksonville State.
It's like the kids versus the adults. The last practice of the season. 1st and 10. Quick out again. Why not? Hester. tripped up. Bryson Armstrong had him. Didn't get any running room. The Owls bending but not breaking. Gain of about 4.
3 consecutive plays. Jamari Hester lined up in the backfield as a running back. Just a little flare route to the flats to him. All 3 yards picked up all 3 plays picked up positive yardage. The Owls have to cover him a little bit tighter. Whoever that linebacker is has to cover Hester a little bit tighter because he's getting a head full of steam, leaning forward, picking up positive yards for them.
2nd and 5. Cooper going to give it to his first man through. Jalen Green, nothing. Great penetration from Charlie Patrick. Patrick, a career-high 14 tackles at Bondman.
Middle linebacker, you're talking about somebody that passes the eye test. Charlie Patrick. Out of his 14 tackles last week, Brian, 2 tackles for loss and 2 tackles for no gain. And there's another no gainer right there.
That was the 2nd most in program history for a single game. 3rd and 5. Both teams top 5 here defensively and offensively in 3rd down conversions. And a defensive timeout.
Timeout. Kennesaw. It's the first charge timeout of the half.
So Brian Newberry going to try to dial something up against this offense. Jacksonville State by a touchdown. Jacksonville State is 5th in the country on 3rd down conversions 49% of the time. Kennesaw State 3rd in the country defending them. Offense is only succeeding 26% of the time. Who's going to break? John Gross has his play dialed up. There's the numbers so far today. Brian Bohannon trusting his man upstairs, Brian Newberry, that he's dialed something up. Different formation here. Pearson on the give. 2nd effort, not enough. Going to come up a couple of yards short. But you may be in 4-down territory here. Jalen Green. I said Pearson, it's Jalen Green, Mr. Everything in the backfield. And we may see a kick here. Or is this that Wildcat unit?
The Owls have to keep their eyes up, not expecting a punt here. The special teams unit has to be ready for anything.
No, it is a punt. Jason Pierce came onto the field. And Isaac Foster, boy, great punt from Pierce, hangs it way up into the air and carries it about a foot too far. It lands on the goal line. So, Kennesaw State, defense holds, offense on the field when we come back. (14-7). Jacksonville State looking for revenge in what was supposed to be the series opener between these two schools. There's John Gross. A home-and-home series. This was the home game for Kennesaw State. The date for that man's home game had not been set yet, but he's already had it. Owls went over to Jacksonville, Alabama. Brian Bohannon took his team in there in the playoffs last year. Part of their run to the quarterfinals. Just the 4th year of football at Kennesaw State. Amazing success on both sides of the football here.
I don't think many people thought that Kennesaw State would have so much success so quickly. But you got to take your hat off to the organization. And it starts from the top, the president, down to Coach Bohannon and his team. Doing a solid job establishing football in Kennesaw.
Oh, so the clock is not right. Referee Larry Adcock says set it to 5:32. And they didn't. Go figure. 1st and 10. We'll let somebody else deal with that. And now we got this.
5-yard penalty. 1st down.
They still never put the clock back either. Not sure if that's what they said. Brian Bohannon not concerned about that. He didn't like this.
Chiazzo Wadike, one of the seniors, one of the OGs, just got a little bit antsy right there. backing his team up.
1st and 15. Jake McKenzie, the A-back. And it's McKenzie. Gets about 3 of them back the hard way. Nose in the dirt. A little left to second base. And that dirt is hard. Randy Robinson fell right on top of him. That's brick dust, Teuton.
Well, I've played on it before, playing in the league when I was with the Carolina Panthers, playing against the Miami Dolphins. And boy, I tell you what, landing on that stuff is no fun.
You're going to bleed. There's just no question about it. Burks pressured immediately, throwing it up for grabs, and it's overthrown, incomplete, really just throwing it away. Shaq Terry was the intended receiver. Connor Christian was in the backfield almost before the ball was.
Connor Christian, his penetration, guessing the snap count in Chandler Burke's hip pocket before he can even throw the ball there. And that penalty, pushing them back, 3rd and 13, not where Kennesaw State wants to be. This is not how the offense operates. They like to get in 3rd and manageable in case they need to go for it on 4th down.
Burks keeping it himself, and that was not option A. E.J. Moss, right place, right time at defensive end, wrapped him up, threw him to the ground.
3 and out by Kennesaw State. This Jacksonville State defense.
Oh, and John Gross trying to leave his team a little more time on offense. So Jacksonville State will take this timeout, and we will stay right here. We talk about what's at stake next week. Still a little bit of a mystery at the FCS level what they're playing for. John Gross had a home game last year. Kennesaw State came over there and bounced them. The winner here is definitely going to get a bye in a home game. The loser might also. Jacksonville State is 6. If they win, Kennesaw State may not fall too far from 2. The top 8 teams get a bye. What do you think?
I think both coaches love the competition. They just don't like what's at stake this late in the season. But whoever wins, that's what you control your own destiny in terms of what you want to do going into the playoffs. Neither team wants to have a loss in what is shaping up to be a playoff type game, but neither team wants to go into the actual playoffs with a loss.
Nicholas Jones had a fair catch called for and made by Daniel Byrd. 1st and 10, Jacksonville State. Chris Mooneyham, this playoff situation is far from clear.
Yeah, indeed. And for the uninitiated out there, the FCS playoffs field, much like the FBS playoff field, going to be decided by a committee. The FCS playoffs consisting of 24 teams, top 8 national seeds earn a first-round bye, and a Sweet 16-round home game. Yes, it does appear that the winner of this game is a virtual lock for a top 8 seed. But lose this ball game, guys, especially if you're Jacksonville State and you're probably playing in the opening round. And by the way, guys, the playoff committee will announce the tournament field of 24 tomorrow afternoon at 12:30.
Chris, thanks. Cooper complete to Hester on 1st down, and we're going to see a fast-moving version of this Jacksonville State offense. Dorian Walker, transfer from Georgia Tech, with the stop. Loss on the play. Cooper content to give it to Green on 1st down, and the Owls were all over it. Green from College Park, Georgia, just a little south of here, not too far from where the Braves used to play, where Kennesaw State opened the season at Turner Field. And a Jacksonville State Gamecock down on the play. It's their left tackle, Nuka Yobo, who is down from Covington. That's a little east of town here. So we'll check on him. Hope he's okay. Back after this. Third and 3. Zarek Cooper going to keep it himself. Probably there. It's going to be close. Anthony Gore on the stop. Cooper thinks he's got it. The officials do not agree. Here was the injury before the break to Nuka Yobu.
See Nuka Yobu, the left tackle right there, coming off the ball. Gets leg whipped by a defender at Kennesaw State. Ouch.
Oh. Mentioned Yobo from Covington. A lot of his friends and family here watching. Jason Pierce on to punt. 4th and 1. Kennesaw State will have a chance with about 2.5 minutes. Isaac Foster calls for the fair catch at the 30 or the 26-yard line. And that's where Kennesaw State will take over. Well, you would think Isaac Foster, by the way, a couple of kick returns for touchdowns this year. You would think Kennesaw State, out of that spread option, might not be able to do a lot with 2 minutes and 28 seconds, but they have 9 one-play touchdown drives this year. 14 touchdown drives of less than a minute. I formation again. The pitch to Shaq Terry, and he's got a little bit of room on the right-hand side. Terry finally seeing some space late in this first half. First down and more out to the 42. Stoudemire dragged him down.
Great job up front by the offensive line of Kennesaw State. Watch the right tackle, Chaz Wadike, getting out in space. Quick blocking defender, allowing Shaq Terry to pick up the first down.
What do you think of this I formation? McKenzie up the middle for a couple. Kennesaw State still with a couple of timeouts left as they work it down. No 2-minute warning in college. Joseph Roberts with the stop. The Owls can move fast when they want to, and they're ready to go. I'm not sure the defense is. Back to the regular spread option formation. McKenzie again right to midfield. Some headgear colliding there. Roberts again.
Jake McKenzie, you didn't see this earlier on in terms of the running backs getting positive yards, taking hits, moving forward. Number 42, getting it done for Jacksonville State. Jalen Choice leads this team in tackles this year. A solid defender for the Gamecocks.
So Kennesaw State stopping the clock on 3rd and 1. Certainly 4-down territory here. I asked you about that I formation, little modified I that we're seeing. Grant Chestnut said this game is about adjustments. It happened last year when these two teams met. We're seeing it again this year.
Well, you're seeing different formation, different wrinkles to this offense, and the I formation, not something that you're typically used to seeing. What it does is lets your running back, your B-back, get closer to the line of scrimmage. That forces a linebacker to take a step forward. Now that linebacker gets caught up in the trash in case the Owls try to pitch it to the outside, and that enables them to pick up positive yardage. Also, another wrinkle that Coach Chestnut is doing right now is the tempo. He's speeding up. Last year against Jacksonville State, the Owls were in the same predicament, down early, and what did they do? They changed the tempo of the game. They already run the ball very quickly, but now they get to the line of scrimmage, line up, run the play fast, trying to keep Jacksonville State's defense off balance. 2
tries from here. If you need them, both sides will know it. Holland in motion. It's a jet sweep to Holland. They might need both tries. Bounces back to the 50, loses a yard. Wofford. Christian Wofford from Fayetteville. Great penetration.
Look how quick they're back to the line of scrimmage.
4th down. Now it's almost a full 2. Pitch it to TJ Reed. Reed with a gigantic gap. Look out! Cuts it back. Forced out of bounds inside the 25. First down and more from TJ Reed.
What happens is the Owls have an opportunity to get to the line of scrimmage fast. They can hit their poise and pitch the ball to the outside. TJ Reed just outrunning everyone. When they get to the perimeter, very few teams can keep up. You see Reed, great blocking up front by the offensive line. Crackback block there. The defenders are on the ground. That's a good sign for this Owls rushing attack.
26-yard pickup. Owls back to the I formation again. McKenzie and Foster behind Burks. Pitches to Shaq Terry. Terry, same spot. Room again, breaks a tackle, dives for it, and he is in for the touchdown. TJ Reed, second touchdown of the game, 25 yards, and the Owls are that close to tying it up.
When we talk about Chandler Burks, watch how he runs this option to perfection. Holds his defender long enough to make him make a decision, then pitches the ball on time.
Offense, number 70.
Well, it all comes back.
Penalty and spotted a foul.
First of all, it was Shaq Terry,
First down.
not TJ Reed. Apologies to Terry. And then it all comes back anyway.
Tough break for the Owls. They were getting excited. Second penalty on that drive by Chiazza Nwadike. The OG has to shake it off. The Owls are finding something on the perimeter in this run game, though, Brian.
From the spot, it winds up being first and about 6. McKenzie doesn't get much, maybe a couple. Now the clock becomes an issue. Kennesaw State with 1 timeout left, and they may be taking it here. So that's it. The Owls will stop the clock for the final time right here. 37 seconds to go. Take another look a couple of plays ago. Again, Shaq Terry with all the room, but maybe this is why.
Chiazza Nwadike right there. Has his hands high. You have to have your hands inside if you're an offensive lineman. That's 101.
Yeah.
Great job throwing choice to the ground, but you got to reset your hands, get them back inside into the defender's framework. Otherwise, the refs will call that all day.
Spoken like a guy that's been there and done that, because you are. To the layman, you're not sure what you're looking at, but when Jalen Choice pulled away and Chaz had a hold of his jersey, well, you know, that can't be legal.
Can't be legal. And offensive linemen, we hate that. Getting called for a hold, particularly when you think you're doing a great job getting to the second and third level of the defense blocking. But you have to shake it off if you're an offensive lineman, get back in there, still have an opportunity to put some points on the board before halftime.
All right, so the clock becomes an issue now. 2nd and 5. This is a spread option team. We told you how fast they can run, but it is running primarily. Now you have Justin Sumter, one-on-one coverage down on the bottom of the screen. The big receiver who is a target in situations like this. He's all alone. Burks with a lot of motion to the near side of the field, and it's McKenzie on first down, and now you got to hurry. You're down to the 15. You're not inside the chain, so the clock won't stop for that, and the Owls have to go. Monte Young with the stop. This is 3rd and 1. Now we're going to go fade to Sumter, and he doesn't have it. Underthrown and incomplete, and what do you do now?
Well, that wasn't a bad play, because instead of spiking the ball and stopping the clock, they took a shot at Sumter. Either it goes out of bounds or he catches the ball. Burks overthrew it when no one else could get it. Stops the clock anyway. Now you have an opportunity to still leave away in this half with some points.
Sumter was looking right into the sun, although even if he could have seen it, not sure he could have caught it. Not a lot of room over there down the 3rd base line. So it'll be a 32-yard field goal for Justin Thompson. And the sure-footed Thompson, senior, 2nd leading scorer on the team behind Chandler Burks, adds to his total and cuts into the lead, 14-10. Success in that the Owls get points, but for Jacksonville State, that touchdown was scored and your heart was broken, and you get it back and then you held them.
They did a great job bouncing back from what seemed to be a touchdown and holding the Owls to just a field goal. But a solid drive by Kennesaw State, moving the ball down the field, eating up some clock. 10-play scoring drive right there, ate up 2 minutes 17 seconds. And if anything, it's a confidence booster going into half, because the first half, I mean, you just got, first quarter particularly, you just got slaughtered offensively and defensively. But again, this is a 4-quarter game. It's about adjustments. Who comes out in the second half and makes those adjustments? And at that point, we have a ball game, right?
Coming up at halftime, conversation with Kennesaw State's president, Dr. Pamela Whitten, who was not there when I was accused of parking improperly. We probably won't talk about that. Chris Mooneyham will have a conversation with Coach John Gross as well. His team up 14-10. In front of a big crowd here at SunTrust Park. Short kick. Marcus Flowers. Oh my goodness. What a hit from Anthony Gore Jr.
That's one of the things you love about these OGs.
What?
Anthony Gore Jr. just completely levels on the sideline. And this is football right in your living room, folks.
Flowers lowered his head, and Gore raised it.
Wow.
That looked like it hurt both of them.
I'll tell you what, Brian, that's why I'm glad I don't play this game anymore. It's like that.
Yeah, take a knee. I think we've seen enough. A very eventful first half of football here at SunTrust Park. Jacksonville State on the road with the 14-10 lead, taking advantage of the turnover and some great passing. In front of the big crowd, and John Gross is standing by with Chris Mooneyham.
Yes, indeed. Down on the sidelines, coach the game with a playoff atmosphere.
Really is. Two really good football teams going at it. We expect nothing less, so you just got to keep playing ball. It's a long game.
A tremendous start offensively. Can you let us behind the scenes?
Well, I mean, I thought we had a good game plan coming in, how we wanted to attack them. We blocked pretty well and played pretty good defense. But, you know, we just got to continue getting off the field on defense and creating turnovers and move the chains on offense.
Thanks, Coach, for spending a minute with us.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Guys, back to you.
Chris, well done. Coach John Gross, happy with what he sees. Halftime adjustments. When we come back, 14-10, Jacksonville State, a good one. (14-10) Jacksonville State. The Battle of the Birds. SunTrust Park, and high above it, here we are. Tutankhamun Reyes. I'm Brian Katrick, going to check in with Chris Mooneyham in just a second. How about that first half so far?
Oh, an incredible first half of football. Jacksonville State coming across the border, showing that their game. Kennesaw State coming back a little bit towards the end of this first half.
We knew that Zarek Cooper would throw the ball, and you knew he was going to throw it well. That was the first touchdown to Daniel Byrd, and this was a long third down conversion. Michael Matthews, part of that three-headed running attack. Kennesaw State, you know how potent their offense can be. You give T.J. Reed the edge, he's going to make you pay, and he did. But that offense has not run free very often this afternoon.
No, the defense of Jacksonville State doing a tremendous job stretching out the outside runs, wrapping up, very physical on defense. And that's one of the things that can stop this Kennesaw State offense. You see, not giving Chandler Burks anywhere to run, and they're doing a solid job. Chandler Burks had an opportunity to throw. Defense is right there. They're playing fast. They're playing physical, dictating the pace in the first half.
That turnover, the only turnover of the game, turned into points. No surprise that Jacksonville State would throw the ball for more yards. A little bit of a surprise that Kennesaw State was able to run as effectively as they did, even though it was late in the first half. Will those adjustments carry through? Yes, both teams have had not only multiple third downs, but multiple fourth down conversions. They didn't punt at all in the first quarter. Down to Chris Mooneyham.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. I did have a chance to catch up with head coach Brian Bohannon from Kennesaw State coming out of the tunnel. And he said simply, Chris, we've got to be better on third down, and we've got to get more pressure on Zarek Cooper. You know, guys, the conversation when it comes to Jacksonville State and Kennesaw State is usually about the Owls' run game, the Gamecocks' passing game. Yes, both offenses are dominant, but in reality, many will tell you that defense is what drives these two teams, and that's exactly what Coach Bohannon said. He said, look, we're going to win every single game because of our defense and how much pressure we're able to get on the quarterback and stay on the edges, keeping people from running on us. Well, that seemed to be the emphasis during the half, and that would stand to reason with Kennesaw State's passing defense, #1 in America. Remember, #1 in America. They allowed just 125 yards per ball game through the air. So far tonight, 132.
Yeah, and Coach Gross has got to wonder, because their defense, Chris, thank you very much, specifically the Eastern Kentucky game. Eastern Kentucky was averaging 300 yards per game on the ground. Jacksonville State shut them down, held them to 20 on 28 carries. So no stranger to facing a big-time rushing offense, although last year Jacksonville State played Georgia Tech in this spread option offense. This year they haven't seen it, and Coach Gross says he very rarely sees it.
It's so hard to game plan against. Again, so many moving parts, and it's not just being physical and fast on defense. What you have to do is you have to control your eyes in terms of what you're looking at. Okay, you see the face coming, but if you're not supposed to be in that gap, don't try to make a play. Don't try to do anything that you're not supposed to do. And so far this first half, Jacksonville State has done a solid job, particularly the first quarter. Kennesaw State starting to come on, finding some things they like. Again, we talked about it in the pregame. If this team can get to the perimeter, it spells nothing but success for them.
Chandler Burks.
Hey, big return,
3 carries for just 5 yards rushing. That's the most prolific rushing quarterback in college football. Leads the country in scoring. 15.6 points per game. 26 rushing touchdowns this year. 1 away from the all-time FCS record, and he's only got 5 yards. Stinnett trying to go short. Holland was waiting for it. Just inside the 25. Breaking a tackle. Now you're in trouble. Darnell Holland. Wow. Just the kicker. And he got there. Cade Stinnett with a touchdown-saving tackle on Chandler Burks.
I'll tell you what, Jacksonville State wanted to keep the ball out of Darnell Holland's hands. A short kick. Holland runs into the mess, but bounces out. You typically don't want to see your returner change direction, but he did it himself yet again. He's one of the most explosive backs in the country. Can take a 2 or 3 yard gain to the house. Darnell Holland, you wonder why he sits there week in and week out and gets it done, averages 108 all-purpose yards a game.
Cade Stinnett's dad, Slade Stinnett, also kicked for Jacksonville State. He never had to tackle Darnell Holland. Burks pitches it to Reed. Owls running downhill a little bit on the kick play, and on that play, nice tackle there by Traco Williams. But not before Reed got 5.
Solid block on the front by Jake McKenzie. You didn't see that in the first half, allowing TJ Reed to get to the outside. What we saw in the first half was Jacksonville State rallying to the ball, 4 and 5 people making the tackle. Towards the end of the first half, now you see 1 and 2 players. Kennesaw State getting to the outside in this run game.
Reed again contained extraordinarily well. Jalen Choice was just standing there waiting. Great positioning, great open field tackle. Jalen Choice. 234, redshirt junior, 6'3", out of Tuscaloosa. They play some football in Tuscaloosa, the way I understand it.
They sure do. And Jalen Choice, we talked about him earlier, one of the leaders on his defense, only a junior, but leads the teams in tackles and tackles for loss. A real hard hitter is Jalen Choice.
Here's another 3rd down. Top 3rd down defense against a top 3rd down offense. Burks got a huge block from Jake McKenzie, and now he's got room. Burks might get it himself, and he does, inside the 20. How about the pickup from Jake McKenzie? Christian Wofford was the stop, but this could have gone nowhere. There's McKenzie hobbling off. He was the key to this play.
Oh, watch Jake McKenzie right here. He's your B-back, crushing block. Just sits Christian Wofford down on the play. Watch him right here. Boom. sits Wofford down, allows Chandler Burks to pick up some extra yardage and the first down.
Wofford had a huge loss on his mind, and McKenzie looks like he's hurting. There is a Jacksonville State player on the field also injured, so lots of pieces to pick up here. We'll check on the injuries when we come back.
We didn't dream up a new way to find the best ramen. We never thought, you know what Mars needs? A dune buggy. We didn't decide you should be able to share your home with travelers from around the world. We're not the ones who imagined one day we'd all be streaming movies, or whatever she's about to do. But when asked if these ideas were possible, we're the only cloud with the capabilities, experience, and know-how to make them happen. AWS is how.
You can't even really explain it or put into words. You just walk in that stadium, it's a different feel.
You know, to represent the blue and white, there's no other feeling like that.
I said at my opening press conference that this was my dream job. And that's true, not entirely. I never really thought it was going to be a reality.
But I just remember on my visit, I was like, I got to be a part of this.
Is the Penn State name back to where it should be?
I believe Penn State's back where it should be, but I believe that we can bring it back a little bit more.
That's a great question.
That's a great question. Interesting question, and there's a nuance to it.
In the spotlight with Fran Healy.
She would say, all they got to do is crack the door for you, and you knock that damn thing down.
And one of my teammates looked at me and said, you know, you're too tall for football. Now, of course, I wasn't.
When you recruit them, you got them for life. You can't get rid of them. Some of them you might want to get rid of.
Wake Forest, Duke, next Saturday at 12:30 on Fox Sports South.
A late season showdown between two of the best teams in the country, number 2 versus number 6 in the FCS, and it has not disappointed. The aerial attack of Jacksonville State, the ground attack of Kennesaw State, and the hard hitting of two rivals that just flat out don't like each other. It's been scrappy. It was Denzel Ware who was shaken up on the play, the defensive back for Jacksonville State. He did run off the field on his own power. So 1st and 10, Kennesaw State. Burks pitches it to Darnell Holland, and Holland unable to turn the corner. Christian Wofford with the stop, but Holland falls forward for about 5 or 6 more. Well, it doesn't look like they get much on these plays, Tuton, but that's a 6 or 7 yard gain right here.
Look at that downfield blocking by Kyle Glover, chopping defenders to the ground. That's what gets this offense going. If they can get defenders on the ground, you give space to the running backs, the guys carrying the ball, they're able to pick up extra yardage. So far, Kennesaw State starting in the second half off positively.
2nd and 4, Kyle Glover blocked one guy, but nobody blocks Wofford. And Holland doesn't go anywhere.
As soon as I say that, Jacksonville State's defense says, you know what, Tuton, you're wrong. We're still in this game. All right. Flying across the ball. Solid job. And this is what they did in the first half. Getting to the perimeter, stretching the play out. Christian Wofford able to come up and make a play. The last play, he was on the ground. That's why Darnell Holland picked up some yardage. This time, shot the gap, able to wrap a defender up in the backfield.
The Kings said we needed more of that, so Wofford delivers. Loss of a couple. Burks rolling, looking, complete, wide open for the touchdown, Xavier Harper. You don't see it often, but if you give Chandler Burks this much time, he's going to make you pay.
Well, he manipulates the pocket, starts out as if he was going to run the ball, boots back around to his left, and what happens, that play action, just a little fake, showing that it's about to be a run, but no, Burks keeps it himself. Such a threat to get down the field, and finds another OG, Xavier Harper, for his first touchdown of the season.
Kennesaw State has given up just 7 points in the 3rd quarter all season, outscoring their opponents 152-7. 7-0 in this quarter gives the Owls a 3-point lead. Xavier Harper jumping around, gives his team a 3-point lead. 6 plays, 35 yards. Harper 15 yards. And Kennesaw State now, for the 10th time in 11 games, has scored on their first play of the second half.
This is an explosive team, able to score at will, particularly making adjustments at halftime and coming out. One of their strengths, you saw it on that first drive, exactly what they needed to do, get in the end zone to let Jacksonville State know, hey, we're the #2 team in the country for a reason. We're still here. We're not going anywhere. Let's see if Jacksonville State can respond.
DeMarcus Flowers from inside his 5. Saw a little something. Unfortunately, he ran out of room. Not sure he saw the sideline there. It looked like DeMarcus maybe had a couple more yards to work with. Jace White forces him out of bounds. How about this?
And this is exactly how you respond to adversity. DeMarcus Flowers finding a gap, getting to the sideline, and now it's just a foot race, but he ran out of bounds.
Hang on a second. Are we playing the yellow line, or are we playing the white?
Well,
what are we doing?
Well, it is a baseball field, so I'm pretty sure he thought he had more operating room there on the sideline, Brian.
Oh, well. Still a heck of a return. Sets his team up very well out near midfield. And on first down, they're going to throw complete to Landon Rice. Zarek Cooper is having a day. Dorian Walker on coverage, but Zarek Cooper now 14 for 16 passing.
Very efficient is Zarek Cooper. Time in the pocket. Those big receivers just finding the open holes in Kennesaw State's zone defense, able to pick up first downs.
Hester never had it. And Gore got over there. You could hear footsteps, probably hear him a little more across the infield. Throw was a little high. Can't blame Hester for taking one shot at it and then bringing the arms down.
Offensive coordinator Jimmy Ogles found something he's liked. Went to Jamari Hester quite a few times, lines him up in the backfield and throws the quick little flare route to him. Just picking up yards. Doesn't want anything big. 4 or 5 yards to keep the chains moving.
2nd and 10. Little pressure this time and just throws it away. Pressure right up the middle from Mackenzie Billingsley, the senior.
Where Coach Bohannon tell Chris Mooneyhan at halftime they want to get some pressure on Zarek Cooper. Mackenzie Billingsley, I think that's the first time we saw Cooper have to run for his life in this afternoon.
3rd and 10. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield for Zarek Cooper. Pressure. Doesn't want to have to run for it. Throws it away. Jamari Hester was in the end zone. That may have also been looking for somebody else. Desmond Johnson rushed the play.
Desmond Johnson does a great job getting up the field and forcing Zarek Cooper to step up when he wasn't ready and throw the ball.
Well, what do you do here? This would be about a 50-yard field goal, but it would be off the dirt.
I think that's why John Grass says, you know what, I'm going to leave my offense out there and try to pick this one up. Remember, he was aggressive in the first half, going for it twice on 4th down. They need points here because Kennesaw State seemingly has taken over the off.
Gotta hurry, and now now you might just punt it. Well, they called the timeout. Coach Grass saw it and got the timeout called. If you're on the other hash, the field goal would come from the grass.
Yeah.
But on this right hash, you're kicking off the dirt right about where the shortstop stands, and you don't want to do it. Let's go down to Chris Mooneyham.
Hey guys, I'm down here on the Kennesaw State sideline watching Jake McKenzie as we speak, running back for Kennesaw State. Such an integral part to their success, as you guys will most likely attest to in just a few moments, but I'll get through the injury report. McKenzie shaken up, and once again it was that left ankle. We've seen that so far this season in the time that we've seen Kennesaw State. It's shaken up, he's got the splint on it, and he's got 3 layers of tape. I gotta tell you something, guys, I haven't received the official word from the team, but I'm not so sure that McKenzie's gonna be able to make his way back out into this ball game. He is in big time pain.
He's playing. Sorry, Chris. He's playing. Jake McKenzie was the only quarterback healthy at Kennesaw State's first ever spring practice 5 years ago. The only quarterback healthy. He ran every play.
And that's with the first, second, and third team in the spring practice. But moved him over to running back and done a formidable job for Kennesaw State's offense.
4th and 10. Kicking off the dirt from that long doesn't seem good. It's too close to punt. Zarek Cooper checking it down. He's got Jalen Green in front of him now. High snap, and it's going to be a pooch punt. Oh, and it didn't take a good bounce. Love the idea. Not bad execution. Terrible bounce. And now, was that touched? You can't advance it if you're the kicking team, and they're going to have to talk about this.
They have to look at this one. Smart play by Jacksonville State's offense covering that punt. Looked like they tried to push Darnell Holland into it.
Sincere Mason was over there. Let's see, did somebody get pushed into this? Yes, that's Sincere Mason, who.
Players were blocked into the ball.
Was it the white cleat? It looked like it may have been the white cleat of Jalen Green instead of the black cleat of Sincere Mason.
I think they definitely want to review that, but that was a smart play by Jacksonville State because Kennesaw State didn't have an opportunity to put anyone back in punt formation.
Let's see it
typically
again.
You get a Peter call or a poison call, and you don't. That's Levante Larry.
Larry's wearing a black shoe, Green wearing the white shoe. Which shoe kicks the ball? Is it the black shoe there, or is it the white shoe there? It looks like the white shoe.
Well, it looks like the hand of number 9, Daniel Bird, right there.
Didn't realize we were going to be doing a soccer game here.
It looks like Levante Larry's foot hits Daniel Bird's hand. But
and there was an illegal block in the back called also somewhere. The replay official is Dan Post.
Ruling on the field is that the player was blocked into the ball. That previous play is under review.
All right, so they're going to take a look. Blocked into it or not, the question is, did Sincere Mason, or excuse me, did Levante Larry touch it first anyway? Or was it the hand of Bird? Was it the shoe?
it looks like, I mean, from here, it looks like the shoe now of Jalen Green.
Yeah.
Number 22. Either way, what I was saying is that typically when you have your punt return team on there or you have a returner, he yells Peter or poison. That clears out everybody on the return team, letting them know, get out of the way of the ball. You don't want to be near it for situations just like this.
From that angle, it looked like the black cleat. But again, was he blocked into it? Was it the left heel moving that ball right there? Let's see it again.
It looks like it.
The ruling on the field stands. First down.
And remember, the ruling was that the player was blocked into it. So they didn't necessarily say that Jacksonville State touched it first. They said you can't push the guy into the football.
Fortunate set of circumstances for Kennesaw State on that one either way.
Yeah, you big meanie. The Owls get a break. Remember, a little bit of misfortune there for Jacksonville State that they weren't able to attempt the field goal. Stinnett hasn't made one from that long. He has made one from that long, so 50 yards well within his range. Don't know that he tried it off of dirt. First and 10 from the 15. Kyle Glover, the tailback, instead of Jake McKenzie. And Burks, who has not really gotten on track carrying the ball, just his 5th rush of the game. He's barely over 20 yards right now. Monte Young, Randy Robinson knocking him down. So Chris Mooneyham told us Jake looked questionable. McKenzie's still over there. Chandler Burks redshirted that first year. He was not available for that spring practice. 2nd and 7. Burks again. Diving, going to be short of the first down. Marlon Bridges was there. Jalen Choice actually wound up tripping him up, whether he knew it or not.
What happens with this offense is they pick up 2 and 3 yards early on, and as the game rolls on, you start to see those turn into 4, 5, 6-yard gains. And no defenders want to go against this type of offense because they just keep coming after you play after play, rarely pass the ball, and it's very hard to have a 9-on-7, which is a run game in practice, coming at you for 4 quarters straight.
3rd and short. Number 1 third down defense in the country. Burks will get there, but just barely. He is the number 1 third down offense in the country. Jalen Choice made the stop, but was brokenhearted when he looked to the sideline to saw where the chain was.
Jalen Choice did a solid job, read the play accurately. Chandler Burks leaned forward for a first down for the Owls.
Burks, number 2 in the country in scoring. Multiple touchdowns in 9 consecutive games. He doesn't have one yet today. 2 would be a bit of a stretch. Holland hit in the backfield. How about the persistence by Quan Stoudemire through the block?
That's big-time football right there by Quan Stoudemire. Right from his middle linebacker position, runs through the block of B-back Kyle Glover and makes a tackle in the backfield. That is how you defend against this offense.
2nd and long. It was 17-7 a year ago. 17-14 between these two teams right now. A slugfest. This one at SunTrust. TJ Reed creeping in to get the play. It's going to be Glover back inside the original chains, makes it 3rd and more manageable, but another 3rd down coming up. Tyree McKinney and Randy Robinson combining on the stop.
Jacksonville State, it would be huge if they can get off the field here and give their offense the ball back. Kennesaw State has taken the momentum over since late in the first half. It'll be pivotal. They have to dial something up to stop Kennesaw State from getting to 4th and close, because you know Coach Bohannon loves to go for it on 4th down.
To do that on this side of the field in this tight of a game. Burks lost his footing briefly, didn't find anybody open, and for just the 2nd time this year is going to be sacked. Randy Robinson with the stop. Check that, the 3rd time. Top offensive line in the country for Kennesaw State. They've only given up 2 sacks all year. This was the 3rd, and what a time for it.
Well, they only given up 2 sacks because they barely passed the ball, but great job by Randy Robinson shedding a block of C.J. Collins, getting in the backfield, wrapping Chandler Burks up before he can get going.
Huge hold.
Huge getting off the field on 3rd down now, getting your offense the ball back. Now, Jacksonville State still in this game. They have an opportunity which should be good field position to get a drive going.
Look like Joe Alexander shaken up on the play. Big Joe has played all over the offensive line. One of the seniors on this team for Kennesaw State. Remember, this is the first senior class, and it just got rolled up on this. Tuton,
yeah,
can relate.
You hate that when you're blocking, you engage with a defender, and then the power comes from behind you.
7:24 to go, 3rd quarter. The sun has gone away here at SunTrust. Beautiful fall afternoon after the winter kind of came early here in Atlanta the last week and a half or so. Hasn't been a lot of golf weather. Brand new building. Joe Alexander is going to get off the field in his own power. We wondered about this field. Told you about Ed Mangan, who is the director of grounds here. This is a summertime grass. This grass can go dormant. And had you had enough of a cold snap, we might have been playing on brown grass here.
I tell you what, I'm from New York City, and this is still a luxury right now. We played on brown grass all the time.
Bird back at his own 35 and is going to get good field position for his team with a fair catch. Jacksonville State down a field goal, but in great position when we come back.
Back at SunTrust Park in a 17-14 ball game, Owls lead Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State about to get the football back, and they're led on the field by Zarek Cooper, putting together a potentially historic-type season for the Gamecocks. Out of Jonesboro High School in Metro Atlanta, Cooper was a four-star dual-threat quarterback who verbally committed to Clemson University his junior season, and that began an odyssey of a 4-year stretch. His senior season, right around 3,000 yards of total offense, Brian. Right around 30 touchdowns that senior year. He then enrolled at Clemson. Found himself in a quarterback logjam with a guy named Deshaun Watson, another guy named Kelly Bryant, and then another highly touted high school quarterback in Chase Bryce. Then in December of that same year, Trevor Lawrence verbally committed to the Tigers. Fast forward to last season. You touched on this earlier, Brian. Kelly Bryant goes down against Syracuse at the Carrier Dome, and Cooper comes in. He goes 10 of 14 through the air, and some were trying to christen him the heir apparent to Watson. But then after last season, it became apparent to Cooper that Kelly Bryant was going to be the new number one as he gets a big completion down inside the 15-yard line. And so he made the tough decision to transfer. Committed to Jacksonville State within days, and of course, Brian, the rest is history.
And Chris, this is part of that history. There's some of the arm strength of Zarek Cooper. 2 quick completions. Trey Barry has him inside the 15. And just like that, Jacksonville knocking on the door to take the lead. Cooper looking right, throwing right, broken up. Dorian Walker was there the whole way. Trey Barry thought he had it. Dorian Walker had other thoughts.
Exceptional coverage by Dorian Walker on that play. Eyes in the backfield the entire time. Jumped up, last minute, knocked the ball down. That's how you play defensive back in football right there. Great job by Dorian Walker.
Dorian Walker got a ring. High school, playing with the Ramsey boys at Mount Perrin. And played at Georgia Tech. Second down. That one was in and out of the hands of the receiver and was briefly in the gut of Sincere Mason. Pearson had it, dropped it. Sincere Mason had it and didn't know it.
Zeke Cooper has been working these quick slants all day. You see Pearson just turn around real quick, eyes up the field before he had it. Sincere Mason almost with the interception right there. You know the freshman wishes he had that one back.
3rd and 10. You're down in front of the Jacksonville State Spirit section, but the Kennesaw State fans here at SunTrust Park, biggest crowd they've ever had for a home game, trying to make some noise. Cooper overthrew his receiver. It was Pearson, and he was open, at least for a second. Cole Loden defending on the play.
Brian, each play in the game, there are about 1 or 2 plays you wish you had back, and Zarek Cooper wishes he had this one back. Plenty of time, just threw the ball behind his receiver, Josh Pearson. Great move, great release, getting off the ball, found the open space in the zone. Cooper just couldn't get it to him, threw him a little bit behind him, and now they have to settle for 3.
29-yard field goal for Cade Stinnett, and he has got it. Cade's father, Slade, is the 4th leading scorer in school history. Cade, 8th, just moved to 7th on the list with that field goal. And he has tied the game. 17 all. It is a full-on barn burner here at SunTrust Park. So, is that enough of an answer for Jacksonville State? You come down to even the score. 6 plays, 42 yards. Kind of stalls there after a couple of great quick hit passes. Stinnett puts him on the board. Now you got to give this Kennesaw State offense the ball again.
Well, we thought this was going to be just an offensive explosion coming into this game because both offenses are very powerful, very explosive, able to score at will. But the defense is holding up today, doing a solid job, not letting either offense really get going. Jacksonville State, right where they want to be, back into this game, and they responded when they needed to. The huge kickoff return by DeMarcus Flowers. Now it's up for Kennesaw State to see if they can answer the ball. Darnell Holland, Foster back there, the returners. Both explosive guys. Better believe Stinnett is not trying to get the ball in either one of their hands right now.
By the way, Cade Stinnett 6'1", 270. He's not afraid of making some stops. Already made one tackle, as you mentioned. He's going to go ahead and go deep. Darnell Holland having to retreat all the way just short of the goal line. Took an extra moment of pause. And now trying to break free down the right side. Gets across the 30. Out to about the 33-yard line. And Stinnett, the kicker, was near. I don't think he got that one. That may have been Malik Fester. Yeah, it was Feaster indeed. There's Cade Stinnett.
I see you, Cade.
50-yard field goal last year. That one did come off the grass. I think he'd have made it off the dirt.
That's my kind of kicker, man. A lot of, no disrespect, but most kickers don't have swag. Stinnett has swag.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of it.
Yes, he does. Chandler Burks, quiet afternoon on the ground. 8 carries for just 24 yards. 3 for 6 passing. One of those was a touchdown. Broken play. Nothing there. Montrez Lang had him. Monte Young also had him. And somebody held Montrez Lang back from, there he is, big Montrez. Montrez was going to throw Chandler Burks about 4 feet deep into this infield here at SunTrust Park, and somebody held him up. Watch him. He's going to plant Chandler. Nick Eldridge said, hang on a second. Don't do that. 2nd and 11. Still nothing for Burks. This Jacksonville State offense was ready for number 3. Connor Christian from the tackle spot. Didn't have to go far.
Well, 2 consecutive plays. The defensive line is playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Penetration, stopping this offense. Chandler Burks not able to get going, and you're putting him now in a situation where he's not comfortable. This offense is not predicated for 3rd and 12. They don't typically like to pass, but if they have to, they have their big play receiver at the bottom of the screen, Justin Sumter.
Those two played against each other in high school. 3rd and long. Burks is running for his life. Got to throw it. Complete to Shaq Terry. He's got the first down. Tiptoes across midfield, and the flag comes in. But the flag is back there where Shaq Terry was picking up some blocks. Traco Williams shoved him out of bounds. See if we can pick it up.
I thought Chandler Burks was going to throw the ball out of bounds and just save the play, but
oh, you know what? I tell you what, Shaq Terry ran out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds. It was the first to touch the pass.
Yep.
That's a loss of down. 4th down.
It's not hard to see the sideline here, especially over there in the players' box where it's painted double white. Shaq just lost his spot. So what would have been a first down turns into a punting situation. And the Jacksonville State defense holds. Watch, there he is. He's well out of bounds with the right foot. In fact, took about 3 steps out of bounds, and the official downfield threw his hat. He's not frustrated. That means you went out of bounds. You can't do that. Jacksonville State's defense holds. Daniel Bird back deep. Good punt here from Nicholas Jones. Backs up Bird all the way to the 20. Long field for Jacksonville State, but their defense holds, and the offense has a chance to give their team the lead.
That last drive, Zarek Cooper, 2 things. He had all the time in the world to get the ball down the field to his receivers. His receivers are doing a great job finding the open holes in Kennesaw State's zone. So zone meaning that you have an area of the field that you're responsible for. Once the receivers know it's zone coverage, they just find that open window, sit down, and Zarek Cooper is doing a great job getting the ball to his receivers on time, on target, and making them have an opportunity to get yards after the catch.
Another 5-receiver set, pressure on Cooper, and he just throws it away. Well underthrown, pressure by Mackenzie Billingsley. Had he thrown it any harder, Charlie Patrick might have intercepted him.
That's the pressure that Coach Bohannon was talking about the adjustments. Peyton Moore getting up the field. From up the road, Alpharetta, Georgia, transfer from the University of Tennessee, getting some pressure from Zarek Cooper.
It was Peyton Moore, you're right. Rushed the play. Now 2nd and 10. Give goes up the middle to Green. Green diving forward. Huge gain. at the right time for his team, and that's right. First down. Jalen Green now 8 carries, 63 yards so far.
Talked about this three-headed monster of a rushing attack. And they went away from the running game a little bit starting this half. Comfortable throwing the ball down the field. But Green picking up the first down, keeping the Owls defense honest.
Well, that's trust. Cooper complete out to Hester. Offense starting to gel again. Dorian Walker on the coverage. Is that not trust, Tuton?
Absolutely. Stick with what works. You know your running game keeps the defense honest. Zarek Cooper able to still shake off a few times that Kennesaw State's defense has gotten to him or made him move. And going, again, what works. Jamari Hester in that slot right there. Catching the ball.
Green on the give. And Jalen Green is going to rumble forward for another first down. Great mix of play calling here for Jacksonville State. Sincere Mason with the stop.
You know, Jalen Green's excited. Right from College Park, Georgia, not too far from SunTrust Park where we're playing here. Better believe he has some family and friends at this game, and he wants to get this victory.
Jalen Green 4 touchdowns this season. 18 different Gamecocks have scored touchdowns so far. Quick out. Bryson Armstrong not having any. No, it's not Bryson Armstrong. That's Levante Larry not having any of it.
Jacksonville State has run this play so many times today. Zarek Cooper just a quick flat route to his receiver Jamari Hester. That time, Levante Larry's like, you know what? Nope, I've seen this play before. Beats the block of Josh Pearson and stops Hester in his tracks. That's the type of defense these Owls team has to play to slow down Jacksonville State, because they're starting to find some things in the run game. Those streaks down the field the receivers are running, and they're moving the ball.
Armstrong was coming. Larry got there first. Cooper. Bird was all alone, and he dives for the first down. Nobody had Daniel Bird. See, he saw the sideline.
He knew where he was at. They had all the time in the world. Look at that blocking up front by Jacksonville State's offensive line. I mean, I could throw the ball down the field with that type of protection. Solid job by the offensive line. And Bird, awareness, knowing where the first down sticks are at. Nothing but effort.
He may not have actually gotten there.
The previous play was ruled a first down. The previous play is under review.
I think he's going to wind up being about a yard short. The ball got past the stick, but it was, as you can see, the chain gang is stationed a full step out of bounds. So by the time he got there, we'll take a look here. Did he step out of bounds here? No, but then if you watch, he dives from there. The ball, if you just tuck it past the flag, you were probably out of bounds before that. This would be a pretty good angle here. The line to gain the 43. Looks like he might have had it from that angle.
Tell you what, he gets an A for effort in my book.
Yeah. Either way, I'm glad we're getting to see it a couple times. How about the body control from Daniel Bird?
Tell you what, this is a beautiful game. These athletes out here. So many times, Brian, I call football a violent ballet. You see the hard hits. And now you see the effort, the area, the acrobatics.
The field stands. First down.
It's going to be hard to overturn that one. Good call. You got to give it to Bird on the effort anyway.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He wants it. You think these guys don't know what this game is about? They want to be home for Thanksgiving and say, hey, I don't have to come into practice today, Coach. I'm chilling with my family. And both teams are playing phenomenal today. There's a lot at stake here.
Sure.
Playoffs are looming either a week or 2 weeks ahead. Of course, both coaches want to get out of this game healthy, but the players, they want to win. Coaches want to win also.
1st and 10. Just across midfield. Zarek Cooper. Time again. That one may have been tipped, and it's bobbled and complete. Touchdown. Jamari Hester. 43 yards. Jacksonville State back out on top.
Zarek Cooper, great job keeping his eyes down the field. Jamari Hester, an incredible one-handed catch, brings it back in for a touchdown. Watch the defender, Sincere Mason. I think he slips on the play, hits the ground, out of the play completely, and Jamari Hester able to pick up a touchdown and put Jacksonville State ahead.
Zarek Cooper was 4 for 5 on the drive for 58 yards through the air. You think he's not a game changer? You think Dabo Swinney didn't know he let something go? He told Coach John Gross, when you see this kid on the practice field, you're going to think I'm crazy for letting him transfer. Just threw a seed to Jamari Hester. Gamecocks on top, 24-17.
Coach Bohannon talked about it in the production meeting this week. These wide receivers are the truth. When they walk on the field, you say, you know what, these guys look like they need to be playing on Sunday, and some of them will. Great job by Jamari Hester.
The numbers for Zarek Cooper. Closing in on 300 yards in the air. If he can get over 400, he could become the leading passer in school history. This is just a sophomore.
Incredible. Incredible.
You're putting up the kind of numbers that make everybody understand, as Chris Mooneyham told us, why he was so highly recruited. And you're on that Clemson team that was winning national championships and contending for national championships, and you walk away. Could have gone anywhere. Opting to come down here to the FCS level so you can throw the ball around a little bit at Jacksonville State to some world-class targets. You think that he looked at the depth chart at all and said, hang on, I got how many guys at 6'7" I can throw to? All right, I'll be there.
Kennesaw State only has 10 players on the field in this return, Brian.
Owen Holland with a live ball there. One fewer blocker out front, so he'll do it himself. Wow. Huge hit. Still didn't get to the 20. Bryce Hardy got blowed up. All right, so they played a man down on the kickoff play, and they may be a man down in the starting lineup. Jake McKenzie got rolled up on this play from his quarterback, tweaked that left ankle, said, I got to go out, and he has not returned. They tried to tape it up. They tried to give it a go. And that's not a good sign for Kennesaw State. 1st and 10 inside their own 20. Down a touchdown now, and Chandler Burke still can't get anything going. Wrapped up by Justin Thomas Thornton. And that hurts that young man right there.
It sure does, and it shows you how valuable that Jake McKenzie is to this offense. No Bronson Recksteiner, who's injured, who is the backup B-back. Now you're down to your 3rd string B-back in Kyle Glover. Now he's capable of getting it done, but you would much rather have Jake McKenzie in there behind Chandler Burks.
Well, we showed you that huge block that he had to set up scoring play. Burks dancing and dipping and dodging out to the 25. Randy Robinson and Marlon Bridges hanging on. 3rd and short. But keep in mind, as you keep pointing out, Tutan, there's a lot at stake here, but both of these teams are going to play again.
Absolutely.
They both have guaranteed playoff spots. They both won their conferences. Kennesaw State, 2nd year in a row winning the Big South. Jacksonville State, 5th year in a row winning the Ohio Valley. Maybe not push it with Jake McKenzie. Could be the thinking. 3rd and 3. Burks, pitch it to Shaq Terry, needs a block, didn't get it. Oh, wow, what pursuit. They're all over him. Marlon Bridges got there. Malik Feaster got there. Take your pick.
Tell you what, Marlon Bridges is the man in that defensive backfield. Comes up and completely stops Shaq Terry for a loss.
All Gamecocks as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. The momentum in red. expecting a good one, and we have gotten a good one. 2 top 10 teams in the country forced to make adjustments. Great defenses, great ground games, and big hitting. Big plays. 24-17. Jacksonville State on top of Kennesaw State. Number 6 in the country. About to get the ball back from number 2 in the country as Nicholas Jones gets set to punt it away. Daniel Bird says forget about it. His team will start from about the 22-yard line. Well, you wondered what could Kennesaw State do on the ground? How could Jacksonville contain the ground game? And then could Jacksonville State produce via the air? Kennesaw State stopped that. Time of possession about even here, Teuton, but Jacksonville State with the edge offensively. Same amount of plays, about 120 more yards.
Yeah, and that 120 more yards came right from the passing game behind that man right there, Zarek Cooper.
Zarek Cooper, 20 for 29, 253 in the air, 2 touchdowns. Cooper going to give it this time to Jalen Green. Charlie Patrick, one of the guys Green was pinballing off of down there.
Charlie Patrick doing a phenomenal job shooting the gap, getting Jalen Green to the ground. Started up front, Mackenzie Billingsley getting penetration. If the Owls can get pressure or penetration with a 3-man rush, that goes right into what they want to do defensively.
2nd and 8, another 5-receiver set for Zarek Cooper. Hard to prepare for that. And a gift given as it's behind Landon Rice.
Zarek Cooper had the right read on that play. He saw the blitz coming from Kennesaw State. Just threw the ball a little bit behind Rice on that play. That was 3rd down and 8. If you're the Owls defense, you gave them a touchdown last drive. If you can get a 3-and-out starting this 4th quarter and get the ball back to your offense, hopefully they have an opportunity to get out there for them and do something positive. Now you're actually right back in the game. You kind of neutralize that touchdown that Jacksonville State just had, but you have to get up the field here on 3rd down.
Maybe a chance to flip the field with your dangerous return men, but you have to stop him here. Cooper complete over the middle to Jamari Hester. The possession receiver just ran the stop pattern and said, come get me. And they got there too late.
Jamari Hester all day long. Watch him just come up, finds the open hole in the zone, sits down, easy 1st down for Jacksonville State. If Kennesaw State is not going to play their areas in the zone accurately, then the whole 4th quarter, you better believe you'll see more of that from Jamari Hester.
1st and 10. A big 3rd down conversion for Jacksonville State. Keeps the chains moving. Cooper kept it himself. I'm not sure that he didn't give it to Matthews at some point. And he wound up with the ball by himself. Again, Abdul Davis tackled both of them.
Phenomenal job up front. Abdul Davis shooting the gap. Doesn't matter who has the ball. I'm just running through everybody.
Just tackle somebody.
Hey, me? That's how you want to play defensive line.
Loss of a yard. Michael Matthews, the tailback. 4-receiver set. Cooper to the tight end. It was Trey Barry. Not really playing a tight end. He was standing up. Didn't go far. Didn't need to go far. But didn't go far enough. 3rd and 7.
Didn't need to go far. He is 6'7". He can turn it around. And
it's like a step.
Yeah. They have this thing called a tight end pop pass. Just throw the ball up in the air. Let your bigger receiver turn around and go get it.
Look at Zarek Cooper standing there surveying the defense. Trips left. Carving it up like he's going to do on Thursday at Thanksgiving dinner. Pressure. Trying to loft it up, and it is intercepted. Larry is fighting for it. Sincere Mason got it. Sincere Mason got it, fought for it, kept it. Huge turnover for the Owls.
Well, that's one of the things Zarek Cooper, if he has a flaw, it's making errant throws like that. He had the trips formation to the left instead of stepping into the ball, even though he had a little bit of pressure and taking the sack. He tried to make a play when you didn't need to. Just throw a pop fly, a sacrifice fly right there in the infield. Sincere Mason came down with the interception for the Owls defense.
Second turnover of the game for either side. It's now one apiece. Both of them interceptions. Both of them poorly thrown footballs. Owls at midfield. Down a touchdown. Burks pitching it. Holland. And he fumbles the football out of bounds. Big break that ball went sideways.
Even bigger break that there were no defenders outside on that play as Darnell Howland gets to the outside, makes a defender miss right there. Boy, Marlon Bridges knocked that ball loose, but there was no one over there. If Bridges didn't make that tackle, it might have been a house call for Darnell Howland.
Second and a long one. Terry in motion. Burks to pass. Looking for Sumter, and this might have been intercepted. I think it is. Malik Feaster came down with it. Justin Sumter was battling with him. They played a little volleyball. And Malik Feaster gets the point.
Typically when Chandler Burks throws these fade routes, he throws it with only Justin Sumter can get it. It hit Sumter's hands. A great job by Feaster keeping inside position on that play, getting his hands up at the last minute, fighting for it, and getting the ball back to his offense. Incredible play by the backup cornerback from Toccoa, Georgia, Malik Feaster.
What timing for Jacksonville State. Feaster stepping up when his team needed him the most. Start of the fourth quarter, the Owls were driving. Your team just turned the ball over, you get it right back.
Back-to-back turnovers on consecutive drives here, Brian.
Still tons of time on the clock. Jalen Green in the backfield. This is Green. Jacksonville State knows this thing's far from over. Charlie Patrick patting him on the helmet. You talked about the recruiting from that man, John Gross, and Brian Bohannon. They're recruiting some of the same players. These kids played against each other in high school. They're playing against each other in college. There are some rivalries down there, and there are some friendships down there.
Oh, yeah. Kennesaw State, with the success they've had, are going into Alabama and plucking some of those players from Jacksonville State's backyard. And you better believe Jacksonville State doing the same thing.
Oh, Cooper dropped the ball and just sat down on it. Second and long turns into third and longer.
This is the second time today. All-American center Tyler Cesaro had an errant snap.
I call that a strike.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the offensive line expert, but that was above the knees, I thought.
Yeah. It looked like Zarek Cooper had his eyes down the field, wasn't quite ready for it. In any event, the Owls, third down and long here.
That definitely would have been called a strike here at SunTrust during the playoffs. Green split a little farther out to the right. Cooper said, that's not where I want you. Come here.
Down lineman for the Owls.
No, that didn't work, and they may not have gotten the playoff. They didn't. Third and even longer. You're going to go inside the 10. You got the nickel package. You got the dime package. What else do you have beyond that?
I don't know. Quarterback. I don't know. But I tell you what, the Owls have everything. The defensive side of the ball, I should say, have everything on their side right now. Third and long. They have to just play solid defense, keep everything in front of them. Only two down linemen with their hand in the dirt for the Owls defense.
You got the right guy for Jacksonville State, though. Dangerous passer. Buys himself some room, and he finds his man. It's Trey Berry. Third effort. First down.
This is why Zarek Cooper is so solid. Keeps his eyes down the field. Great coverage by the Owls defense. Initially, he steps up with a pocket, doesn't look to run. Perfect pass by Zarek Cooper. Look at that. Steps up in the pocket. Instead of running, makes the defender miss. Keeps his eyes down the field. Picks up a first down.
And Jace White stayed with his man for a long time. This time it's complete to Josh Pearson. So Jacksonville State now across midfield. You backed yourself up with a bad snap, and then a penalty, and you bail yourself out.
Huge play by Zarek Cooper.
39 yards to Trey Berry. Not sure what the discussion is here. And Larry Adcock says, let's go. It's a good game. It's not interrupted. 2nd and 4. Cooper hands it off. Green. Nothing. The Owls were ready that time.
Green got the ball on that play. Defensive end. Desmond Johnson getting up the field. Allowing Abdul Davis to make the tackle in the backfield. Again, yeah, 3rd down again. Can you get off the field if you're the Owls defense, or can Zarek Cooper use some of his magic again and pick up another first down?
It was 39 yards on the last 3rd down. You only need 5 this time. Cooper, quick out. And it looks like they're going to get there. Josh Pearson stretches it out. That looks like it's plenty. And it is. 1st down, Jacksonville State. Now you got to start to look at the clock.
Pearson out here in the slot. Nobody on him. Solid blocking down the field. Leaning forward, able to pick up a first down. Look, Pearson in the slot right here.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
There is an Owl still down on the field. It is Levante Larry, who is sitting up. He was involved in the stop. And so that stops the clock. 8.5 minutes to go. Jacksonville State on a drive here. 6 plays, 42 yards so far. We'll check on the injury when we come back. Levante Larry walked off the field under his own power. What'd you see here, Tutan?
Looked like a little bit of friendly fire. Levante Larry engaged in the block right here. And then you're going to see Bryson Armstrong coming over, getting on that tackle. Just whipped him on the leg. See him grabbing the back of that left hamstring, left knee there. Let's hope he's all right.
The result of the play was a first down. There's Levante Larry. Transfer from Iowa Central. 35 career starts. He's one of 3 defensive backs with starting experience. When Kennesaw State started the year, all those defensive backs being tested right now. Cooper having a day. Going to give it to Green on first down, and Green a couple of stutter steps. Jalen Green taking a page away from Le'Veon Bell. A couple of stutter steps, waited for the hole and hit it.
Oh yeah, very patient is Jalen Green, allowing the hole to develop, finding the opening, and then accelerating. That's what he's been doing this entire afternoon, Brian.
Zarek Cooper needed 409 yards through the air to break the school record for passing. He's had 321 so far. There's still 8 minutes to go. Cooper himself, not sure if that was the play, but he winds up getting the first down, or very close to it. Yeah, it is a first down, down to the 30. Charlie Patrick with the stop.
Zarek Cooper doing that read option there, allowing Green to clear the line of scrimmage. Decided to keep it himself and pick up a first down. Zarek Cooper looking very confident, very cool. And you don't typically see that out of a redshirt sophomore. And this entire afternoon, he's been poised and picking his spots. With the exception of the one interception, a solid game by Zarek Cooper.
1st and 10. Jacksonville State no longer in a hurry with a touchdown lead and seemingly in complete control. And a one-hopper intended for Hester. Had Pearson out there with him. Hester, huge day. 10 catches, 81 yards, a touchdown, a 43-yarder. Been targeted 14 times.
And Pearson is the go-to guy, but Hester having a big day.
2nd and 10. Bird goes across. It's Pearson. Check that Green jumping ahead into Abdul Davis. Down to Chris Mooneyham. Chris, what do you got?
Guys, down on the sideline, got an update for you on Levante Larry. They were treating his lower left leg right there on the calf. It looks like the junior out of Jessup, Georgia, will make his way back into the ball game imminently.
Good news, Chris. Thank you very much. Good news for the Owls. They need a defensive stop. Gamecocks looking to put this game away as they just let the clock tick down. Play clock with still a ton of time. Zarek Cooper in no rush. Thinking about what movies are playing around the corner. What an afternoon he's had. 3rd down, though. Tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. It looked like Travis Bell got a piece of that one at the line of scrimmage.
Once again, Zarek Cooper with the right read. Lawrence is receiving on a good slant. Solid coverage there by Dorian Walker.
Bell did get it. He told everybody, I got it.
Points here either way are huge because now if Stinnett can make this field goal, this is a 2-possession game for the Owls. With 6:21 left, time is not on their side.
Cade Stinnett from the grass, 45 yards. His career long is 50. Left and short. What a break for Kennesaw State. Owls down a touchdown with some life. The ball in the hands of the best offense in the country when we come back. Jacksonville State up a touchdown. Last regular season game of the season for both teams. Kennesaw State, only 1 loss. Came at that other place that they used to play baseball here in town. The old Turner Field to FBS Georgia State in the first game of the season. Today, special game here at SunTrust Park, and what a game it's been. Chandler Burks looking to take his team 78 yards if he can. Kind of a trick play there. Burks scrambling and is just going to take it out of bounds. Got close to a 1st down, though. Looked like a little trickeration there.
Oh, yeah. And you noticed on that play, had a different lineup. Darnell Holland now playing the B-back position on that particular play. See him try to leak out and pick up some yardage, get open, but Chandler Burks moving the ball down the field for the Owls right now.
It's Kyle Glover in the B-back this time, and the pitch around the right-hand side. It was Shaq Terry. 1st down. This potent rushing attack, 2nd in the country. Not as productive today as they would hope.
Jacksonville State stopping the interior run. As much success on the outside, but doing a solid job containing Chandler Burks today.
Kennesaw State just over 206 yards on the ground. Burks, who has been quiet himself, usually fights for the hard yards, gets about 3 that time. Right into the middle. Jaquez Payton from the cornerback position all the way over from Georgiana, Alabama. Where's that?
You got me.
All right. I bet there's a Waffle House there. That sounds pretty good right about now.
Peyton, their best cover corner, getting involved in the run game as well.
Pitch to Holland. Cuts it back, dives forward, 1st down, thought he had more. Marlon Bridges slowing him down. There's the frustration on Darnell Holland. 10th carry, just over 40 yards today. He went for almost 200 on 9 carries a week ago. Terry dragging tacklers down to the 35. Shaq Terry went over the 1,000-yard mark for his career against Samford. 6th player in the program to do that. Zach Woodard with the stop. 2nd and 1, and here come these Owls. There's Woodard. This is that point in the game, Tutan, that you talked about. Defense may be back on its heels. They've been very successful so far today. Can they dig deep again? Pitch to Isaac Foster. Nothing. It was Malik Feaster who was in the spot and won an open field tackle.
Malik Feaster doing a great job just reading, keeping contained outside, making the right read, and upending Isaac Foster on that play. Malik Feaster having a great game so far.
3rd and 4, and inside 4 minutes, Kennesaw State says we're going to think about this right now. Come up with 2 plays if you need them. The game on the line when we come back to SunTrust Park. Kennesaw State with a big 3rd down coming up. They haven't thrown the ball yet on the drive. 3rd and 3. Pitch to Terry. Nothing. Penetration again from Traco Williams, and the Owls are going backwards.
Traco Williams finds a way to shoot the gap, almost unblocked on that play. And what would have been a 4th and short, look at Traco Williams, just fire the gap, get right in the backfield, and make a tackle.
Well, yeah, that's going to be 4th and 10. And Kennesaw State is taking a timeout here
to decide, yeah, if they're going to go for it.
What do you do here?
Well,
3.5 minutes left. Now you're down to 1 timeout. Jacksonville State hasn't had a ton of success on the ground. They're throwing it, but they're completing it. And if you complete passes, the clock keeps running.
Yeah, if you complete passes, and if you get any kind of semblance of a run game once you get the ball back, the clock is not Kennesaw State's friend. But on that particular play, Traco Williams was firing the gap and making a tackle in the backfield, as opposed to it being 4th and short for the Owls, and you know they were going to go for it on 4th and short. Now it's 4th and 10.
7 rushes, no passes. Do you dare run it on 4th and 10? The drive had been a success until that last play.
Well, you have OGs on this team, which are 5th-year seniors for a reason. Chandler Burks has been bottled up the entire day. Darnell Holland having some success. Justin Sumter targeted a few times. No catches. Xavier Harper on the other side. If you're going to throw it, you have to go to one of your OGs, in my opinion.
It's Sumter to the left, Harper to the right. Glover in the backfield. Now TJ Reed splits out to the left, and Burks is going to have to throw. Deep for Sumter. Pushes off. Got it. 1st down. They're still talking about it. No! They say he's out of bounds. Ruled no catch. Justin wants to see the replay, and so do we.
I think Sumter got a foot in. Watch his left foot on the plate. Makes the catch. Does he have control?
It's down now.
As he goes out of bounds, he keeps control of it. Left foot. Watch his left foot.
That's the question. Foot is down now. But if you say he doesn't have control now, then the next thing to touch it, well, it may have been his rear end.
Watch the left foot right here as he's about. The right foot has it. Left foot in. Does he have control?
I think that's a catch.
I think that's a catch.
Dan Post, the replay official, chatting with Larry Adcock about it. Great look from this Fox Sports Southeast crew. You're right. It's that foot down right there. Even if he's bobbling the ball, that foot was still on the ground by the time he got it.
I think that's a catch, Brian. I mean,
yeah, that ball doesn't move anymore. From the time the left foot is down, the ball has stopped moving.
Great coverage by Malik Feaster on that play, who had an interception earlier today. Sumter dropping a few balls, but again, going to your OG in a time of need. Your fifth-year senior, you got to go to him. And a solid job, strength right there, showing some strength, some control. Do the refs see it the same way?
However this turns out, what an honor for us to get a chance to work with this Fox Sports Southeast crew that's given us all these looks. Brian Woodrum and a staff of aces.
After review, the player's foot came down inbounds with possession. It'll be first down on the 20-yard line.
A huge reversal. Good call, Tuton. This Fox Sports Southeast crew showed it to us first. It's that right there. Football not moving anymore. Left foot down. A drive-sustaining catch. And the Owls are now in position to tie this game up with 3:18 to go.
I'll tell you what, Brian. I'm not an offensive coordinator, but if I was, I'd go right back to my big man, Justin Sumter. Give him an opportunity to eat, get in that end zone.
A 23-yard pass and completion. The first pass play of the drive. Burks. Faked the pitch. Cut up the middle. He finally got some room, and Burks dropped the ball. But they say he was down at about the 5-yard line. Oh, it's getting good with the lights on now.
Oh, this is a great game. Both teams are playing their hearts out. Chandler Burks keeps it himself. Great blocking up. Stiff arming, getting the big fella off. Ooh. Randy Robinson, was he down?
His knees may have been down, but the ball certainly wasn't. Let's see.
Oh, the ball's out. The ball is out.
Oh,
Looks like the ball is out.
Who got it?
Jalen Choice.
They did get it.
Following that play.
This could be the game.
If they take a look at it.
Oh, they're looking at it.
Yeah.
Zach Woodard was on it. Let's see it again. Are the knees down? Where's the ball out? His knees didn't go down for a while.
Ball's out right there.
There it is.
Doesn't look like the knees down.
Previous play is under review.
Ball's definitely out. Got to get a look at that left knee. Right knee is not. That ball is out. Can't quite tell from there either. Again, the left knee, a bit of a mystery there. Great play by Woodard to go jump on it.
Solid job.
This may be the look right here.
Look at Jalen Choice. Perfect tackle, head on the ball.
Still, it's out about there. Still can't see where the left knee is. The right knee is up. Randy Robinson has a hold of the right leg, and he keeps that right knee off the ground.
If they can't get a vantage point of it.
Oh, this may be a break for the Owls. If you, like you just said, you just can't see it. Maybe this angle. See, that left knee looks like it might touch the ground.
Well, you got big Randy Robinson there covering up Chandler Burks' left knee.
Yeah.
You can't see if it's down or not from that previous angle.
Right knee definitely never got down. Left knee definitely did, but was the ball out? We can't tell. The ball definitely loose very early, as you can see there. Huge reversal of a call on the last play. A reversal here gives the ball back to Jacksonville State. Doesn't quite seal the game. Remember, they've been throwing the ball and not been running the ball. You got to figure it out, but is there enough there for Dan Post to overturn this call?
And big number 93, Randy Robinson, blocking the view, that camera angle, but the ball is clearly out.
Ball definitely came out, was ruled down, and that may be the biggest part of this at this point. It was ruled down. Where's the left knee? Well, that ball's out by about the time you think the left knee's down, you look, the ball's already out. Is that enough?
And it looks like it sure is. But again, can the referees see the angle that they need?
That's not from lack of effort, that's for sure. All this taking place right in front of first base here at SunTrust Park.
The holding on the field stands. First down.
They couldn't see it, and the Owls dodge a gigantic bullet.
Wow. Well, they have to keep the momentum going and put 7 up. Time is not on their side as they rush to the line of scrimmage. Chandler Burks has another shot at the end zone.
First and goal from the 4. One timeout left, trying to tie the game. Burks shot down at about the 2. Keep in mind, Chandler Burks prolific scoring on the ground. Multiple touchdowns in 9 consecutive games. He doesn't have one yet.
53 rushing touchdowns in his career. But the Owls, when they get close to the end zone, they love to let Chandler Burks dial up his own number. A semblance of a quarterback keep. See what they'll do here.
Second and goal from the 2. Burks again. Closer. Still not there. But now he's about a foot away.
That close to the end zone.
Denzel Ware, Jalen Choice hanging on for dear life.
I'll tell you what, either way, you better believe. Third down here.
What a game.
The Owls will have 2 opportunities to score because Coach Bohannon, he's going for 6 here for 7. Jacksonville State, can they hold up?
Burks with a game on the line. Third and goal. TJ Reed helping check the play. Burks again. Got it. From a yard out, Chandler Burks has brought his team within a point. And by doing so, ties the all-time FCS record for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. 27 on the season. None bigger than that one.
Well, Chandler Burks dials his own number, follows his beat back, and gets into the end zone for the first time this evening. Jacksonville State's defense bottling up Burks, but short yardage is his pedigree. He loves it and gets into the end zone to tie this game up.
Thompson hasn't missed in 2 years. The dirt doesn't throw him off, and we are all tied with 1.5 minutes to go. What else are you watching? Tell your friends and neighbors, this is the game from SunTrust.
A championship finish to a championship caliber ball game, tied at 24, SunTrust Park, Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State. Chandler Burks scores just a moment ago, the very first signee in Kennesaw State football program history. And he's having, quite frankly, folks, one of the most dominant single seasons for a rushing quarterback in NCAA history. Ryan told you a moment ago that the Douglasville, Georgia native, with 27 touchdown rushes now on the season, ties the national record for rushing scores by a quarterback at the FCS level. But guys, get this number. He entered the day today leading all Division I football players, FCS or FBS, in rushing touchdowns, regardless of position. Inside a big conference play, Burks is the all-time leading scorer of rushing touchdowns, and he's the first Big South player ever to amass 30 rushing and 30 passing touchdowns. Guys, his 54 touchdowns in his career rushing already 15th all-time in NCAA FCS history.
Incredible. Chris, thanks. And Marcus Flowers breaks to the right, and that's where the ball gets kicked inside the 10. Flowers trying to put his team in possession for one last drive here. Jacksonville State, 2 timeouts, minute 20, tie game. Just trying to get in field goal range.
That's all they need to do is get in field goal range, and they can come out of here with a victory. Kennesaw State's defense has been giving up the passes down the hashes the entire evening. And that man, Zarek Cooper, 321 yards, needs a few more to get his Gamecocks out of here with a victory.
Cooper, backfield to Green. Green tripped up by Cole Loden. Owls are going to bend but not break here. It's a lot of time with 2 timeouts, and Jacksonville State not really in a rush here.
The Defensive coordinator Brian Newberry wants his defenders to keep everything in front of him.
Cooper again pressured. Changed hands with the ball for a second, then in and out of Hester. Looked like he actually pump faked with the left hand there for a second. Tuton.
Some pressure up the middle by Kennesaw State's front seven, getting Cooper off that spot. What you're seeing, though, is defenders not able to make that transition from that infield dirt to the grass. And Zarek Cooper just moving in the pocket, getting the ball down the field. 3rd down and 4 here. Can he pick up the first down for his team?
Cooper, pump fake, over the middle, short hopped, incomplete. And he didn't take much time off the clock at all. Now it's 4th down. You got to punt this, don't you?
You absolutely have to. And now you give the Owls offense the ball back with a timeout left. Pressure up front, collapsing the pocket. Cooper pump fakes. Again, not able to hit his receiver on time, on target. If you move him off of his spot, he hasn't been effective this afternoon and this evening. Now the Owls have the ball back, 47 seconds left, a timeout left. And we know they can score at will. And you got the return specialist, Isaac Foster, in the back waiting for the ball.
2 kick returns for touchdowns already. They were kickoffs, and he can't field this one, and it's going to be a long field for the Owls. Good punt there from Jason Pierce. Freshman coming up big when they needed him. 36 seconds. Now, we told you this offense has scored 14 times in less than 1 minute. Now, those were big plays.
Yeah, explosive plays.
Well, hang on now. Flag on the play, back in the infield dirt. If it's against the punting team, I think you have to try it again, even though you're going to lose seconds, and that's the decision for Brian Bohannon. You're going to lose time, but you'll gain yards almost certainly. And you're back at the 16 right now.
Illegal formation, offense, 5 men in the backfield. Will be penalized from the end of the run, 5 yards, 1st down.
Well, that's helpful.
Well, I think Coach Bohannon is content going into overtime here.
Well, the penalty coming at the end of the play, too. That helps. There's no decision anymore for Brian Bohannon.
So he's willing to take his chances.
Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't be surprised to see the victory formation here. That looks like what the Owls are shaping up for.
That's right.
Yep, Kyle Glover going back as the emergency man. This team not geared for this sort of thing, and you turn it over too quick. Zarek Cooper can make you pay. And John Gross says we'll let it go to overtime also. The Owls will have to snap it again, or will they? No. They didn't reset the play clock, so that ought to do it. So we'll let it get all the way to 0, but that's going to be the case. We will go to overtime. Number 2 in the country versus number 6 in the country. And 60 minutes, not enough. You know you're going to play in front of a huge crowd at SunTrust Park. You may as well play a little longer. Stick around here on Fox Sports Southeast. Overtime coming up next.
Well, an all-time historic moment for both of these programs, and quite fittingly, we go to overtime, tied at 24. An historic moment for this park as well. The home of the Atlanta Braves, SunTrust Park, host to not just its first playoff or its first football game, but an overtime game as well. Now, overtime rules. Both teams will have the football. That's guaranteed in each overtime. We'll start from the 25-yard line. Of course, you can accrue a first down at the 15 and at the 5-yard line. And whoever goes second in overtime will have to match or beat what the first team does. The coin flip coming up at midfield as we speak.
Jacksonville State has won 8 of their last 10 overtime contests. Although they're 8-6 since the NCAA went to that overtime format that Chris Mooneyham just told us about. They've actually won the coin toss 9 times. And as you would expect, the team that wins the coin toss almost always chooses to play defense. If you're Coach Gross and the way your offense has been performing, is that what you do?
Well, I tell you what, you know Kennesaw State is going to come out and run the ball. But if you're Coach Gross, these last few drives, Kennesaw State's defense has had the best of Zarek Cooper. So if you can, you almost certainly have to defer here and see what Kennesaw State does offensively.
We are
The winner's
efforting.
going to choose offense, defense, or into the field, right? Right? What do you call it? Tails is called. It is tails. They want to be on defense. We'd like to be on defense. Is that what we say? Yeah, offense. You're going to be on defense first. Which end are you going to play on? Okay. Kennesaw State has won the toss and chose to be on defense. We'll play on this end of the field. Excuse me, Jacksonville won the toss, chose to be on defense. 1st and 10.
Larry's worked all day. Kennesaw State, one overtime game. It was at East Tennessee State back in 2016. So the Owls' only overtime game was a loss. Just the 4th year of football at the school.
The Owls have the ball here. Have started to get things going offensively. If they can take care of the ball here, put points on the board, particularly a touchdown, all the pressure will be on Jacksonville State. The Owls doing a tremendous job coming back again towards the end of the second half here. And this, I mean, what else would you expect from the first ever football game at SunTrust Park? A top 10 matchup between two playoff teams. This is like a playoff atmosphere, and we are lucky to get it a week early. How else would it end but in overtime?
Couldn't think of a better finish, partner. Alongside the King, Tutankhamun Reyes. I'm Brian Katrick with Chris Mooneyham down on the sidelines. He's got the best view. A little chill in the air now. Getting late at SunTrust Park. 1st and 10 from the 25. We're going to alternate possessions. Burks shows pass on 1st down. He's really meaning to throw it. Xavier Harper couldn't get open, and Burks is going to dive forward for 5 yards. Great coverage downfield on Xavier Harper. It was Malik Feaster that had him locked up. That was the primary target.
Burks lucky to pick up a few yards on that play. Everything was covered down the field, but 5 yards on a play that seemed to be bottled up early.
Darnell Holland. He's got the blocks. 5. Touchdown. 2 plays. That didn't take long.
Your Kennesaw State's offense, you have to go to your big-time running back, Darnell Holland. Chandler Burks reads the option with perfection, pitches it to the outside. Darnell Holland turns up the field, untouched for a touchdown. Solid job. The Owls are on the ball first in overtime.
Holland, very patient, finally breaking through for his first score of the game. 20 yards. Thompson gets to kick the extra point. That doesn't happen if you go a certain number of levels here. Not always a given either. Great downfield blocks. You pointed out from Kyle Glover. Holland hasn't seen much today, but he saw enough there.
Holland able to get down the field. As you mentioned, Kyle Glover, great lead blocking. His offensive line, and those A and B backs, they get to the 2nd and 3rd level of the defense. That's the linebacker and defensive back level. And you have a Darnell Holland, a Shaq Terry, a TJ Reed, these speedy A-backs. If they can get to the 2nd level without being touched, chances are they'll take it to the house.
This is a slugfest.
I love it. This is great football right here, Brian.
No question. Zarek Cooper. 5 receiver set. They can strike quickly also. Cooper wants it all right now. Looking for Bird, underthrown. Larry able to make up the ground. Bird comes back to make the catch. Not much of a gain.
Solid job by Kennesaw State's defense, getting pressure immediately in the middle.
You see, it was a 10-yard route, but by the time Bird wound up catching it,
watch the pressure up the middle. No way to throw off his back foot. And now you have your right tackle, Hunter Sosby down for Jacksonville State. Redshirt junior from Ringgold, Georgia, the transfer from Old Dominion. Starting right tackle. Let's hope he's all right.
See if we can pick it up. There it is on the right-hand side.
Just the pressure right there. His leg gets rolled up there. We saw that a lot today.
Well, this is what both coaches told us. They didn't need.
And this is what they don't want.
Any sort of injuries. If you're the committee and you're looking at this game, one team's now going to beat the other team in overtime. You really can't drop either team very far. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville State were to lose, they wouldn't fall even out of the top 8 from 6. Can't imagine Kennesaw State falling from 2 out of the top 8. This game's been too good. 2nd and 5. Cooper. Quick hit over the middle. Looked like Hester again. And it was Jamari Hester in traffic. Not sure that he was ever clear of Bryson Armstrong.
I don't know how he held on to that ball. You have one of the best defenders in the FCS all over your back, and Bryson Armstrong. Jamari Hester locked in, makes the reception. Bobbles it a little bit.
And
onto the ball.
Interesting spot here. It looked like the ball landed on the 15-yard line, yet they spotted back at the 14. 3rd and 1. Here's that formation. It's going to be the direct snap to Burrows. He's thrown it once, going to run it this time, and he's got the first down. Leander Burrows. Not sure if the Owls had seen that formation or that play, but they've run it about 4 times today, and it's been pretty effective.
Boy, that was a collision in the hole right there by Leander Burrows and Charlie Patrick.
Except for the time he threw it.
Watch this collision. Leander Burrows coming down. Charlie Patrick right there. Burrows just spins off of him. Picks up the first down.
So 1st and 10. Just outside the 10. Cooper keeps it himself. The Owls swarming to it, but he's going to get a few. You can get a first down without the touchdown. And another player down late in this game, and this again nightmare scenario for both coaching staffs. This is a Jacksonville State player. Maybe another lineman.
This is one of the things that head coach John Gross said. One of the reasons he didn't like the timing of this game is because you have the playoffs looming next week, and now it looks like it's the right guard, Darius Anderson from Jonesboro, Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. But now you have 2 of your starting linemen out of the game in overtime.
Just an absolute nightmare. Darius Anderson. You just hope he's okay. Does not look like he's going to return. Back-to-back plays with starting offensive linemen going down. It's been very entertaining for us watching, but this is what the coaches on both sides were afraid of. John Gross watching a couple of key players go down on back-to-back plays.
Now you have 2 freshman reserve offensive linemen on your right side. Cold have to come to the game in overtime.
2nd and 5. Cooper himself behind his running back, and he's going to get close. And he may have the first down here. Had to get it just inside the 2. Zarek Cooper, kind of the read option play. Mackenzie Billingsley with the stop. Stuck it in Jalen Green's belly, then pulled it out, and it looks like they're going to say he's short.
Just a little bit short. Incredible effort by Zarek Cooper on this play. Now you have 3rd and 1. If they can pick this up, I tell you what, this is an incredible game. Here's the formation again, Brian.
Burrows over the right-hand side. He doesn't get there. The direct snap to Leander Burrows, and Charlie Patrick sniffed it out.
But Charlie Patrick, he said, you know what, Leander Burrows, you got me last time, but this time I'm going to wrap up, and I'm going to drive you back and stop you from getting the first time.
Well, they got a little help. 4th down and the ball game. Can't kick a field goal. We're in overtime. They can get a 1st down.
You only need one. You only need 1 yard. This is the ball game, Brian.
Cooper on the keeper. Not sure he got there. Whistles.
Second effort.
They blew it dead. It's all going to come down to the spot. Zarek Cooper irate that they blew the whistle. He needs the 2.
He's confident he got it, Brian.
And he did. He is exactly right. Larry Adcock says 1st down. And Zarek Cooper's coming off the field. Zion Webb has spent some time at quarterback this season, but I think this is going to be Burrows, and it is. This is the Burrows formation.
Well, they're going to bring the big defensive lineman in.
There's the look again, and it's that second effort. Yeah. You know what? The whistle came in, but he deserved it.
Burrows has been running to the right the entire evening.
Burrows up the middle, touchdown, and the Jacksonville State Gamecocks are an extra point away from double overtime.
Football, you hear the cliche next man up mentality. You have your right guard and your right tackle, 2 starters out. And Coach John Grass says it doesn't matter. We're going to run right behind our backups anyway. We still have an All-American in there, and Tyler Cesaro, the center, clears the way. Burrows gets in for a touchdown. This extra point is huge to tie the game and send us to double overtime.
Cade Stinnett. Hasn't missed an extra point himself in a couple of years, and true here. Boy, you can understand where they came up with that formation and that play. How do you stop Leander Burrows with a head of steam?
It's been successful the entire day, and there's no need to go away from it. For a second, we wondered why Zarek Cooper was coming out close to the end zone here. But when you got a guy like Leander Burrows and having the success of big back, able to lean forward upon contact, 5'11", 216, gets the ball in the end zone for Jacksonville State. Double overtime. You would think this is a playoff game already. The playoffs don't start till next week, folks. But what a game we have here.
And as we sit back and ponder it, there's Liam Klein, offensive line coach for Kennesaw State. Also one of the chief recruiters, Chandler Burks. Hey, look, it's been entertaining, but can you call it a tie and everybody just get on their bus and go home? We're not playing for anything.
Listen, I tell you that earlier on, both of these teams want to win. Make no mistake about it. And we talk about rivalries, 2 teams, non-conference opponents. Typically, this game is played earlier on in the season. Scheduled a few years ago as the last game, supposed to be the first billing of this matchup. But now it's the second because they met in the playoffs last season. But putting on a show are both teams here. Let's just hope in this double overtime here that we have no more injuries, because I tell you what, either team at this point deserves to win, Brian.
Well, the rules, as Chris Mooneyham told us, the teams will alternate possessions. So Jacksonville State here in double overtime will have the ball first. And Zarek Cooper wants to throw. Lofting it down the field for Berry on first down, and it's just barely overthrown the 6'7" Trey Berry.
Berry got wide open on that play. Right up the middle of your screen. See him coming into your living room. Just a bit overthrown, and it's hard to overthrow a guy that's 6'7".
Anthony Gore Jr. slipped, but he was already beat. I'm not sure that was even his guy. 2nd and 10. Cooper gives it up the middle to Green. Not much. Desmond Johnson.
sniffed out that play. Wow. Incredible game. Huge third down here for Jacksonville State.
Now we're all tied again. You can kick a field goal if you have to. But some huge third down conversions. Jacksonville State 6 for 17 today. But a couple of them coming at key times. Zarek Cooper forced out of the pocket. Drilled. Flag down. Sacked. Anthony Gore will check the flag.
Looked like it was holding on the left tackle right there. Once Desmond Johnson get around that corner right there and gets held as Cooper tries to escape the pocket, Anthony Gore Jr. cleans him up.
I think he declined it.
Offense. That penalty is declined.
Yeah.
Fourth down.
Larry Adcock consulting with Brian Bohannon. Don't forget it. And now you may be outside of Stinnett's range. Cade Stinnett is still on the sideline. This would be the 52 or 53-yard field goal.
The Kennesaw State, these back safeties back here, you just keep everything in front of you. Do not let any receivers get behind you to pick up this first down.
4-receiver set. Cooper to the end zone. Complete. He caught it. Josh Pearson. Wow.
And that is why Zarek Cooper is your starting quarterback. Look at him. Time in the pocket, manipulates the pocket, gets outside, doesn't want to run it. He could, but gets down the field, throws it with only his receiver can catch it. He had Landon Rice in the end zone, but he still saw Josh Pearson streaking across the middle. That was incredible touch and able to get a touchdown at the most inopportune time. Who would have thought that Zarek Cooper was going to Josh Pearson on that? I didn't see that.
34-yard play on 4th down. It was the last play on offense, almost assuredly. You start in field goal range in overtime.
Wow.
Instead, Zarek Cooper off the dirt again, bails his team out again, and Stinnett makes it a 7-point game. What a throw.
Amazing throw.
And what a catch.
Cooper.
By the way, we're talking about playing in SunTrust Park.
Oh, yeah. We got Josh Pearson right there. Watch him get down the field. Zarek Cooper gets to the outside. Pearson, incredible route, keeps it going to the corner of the end zone where nobody else is at. Zarek Cooper with a dime.
And you've only got 2 steps.
Oh my, look at that. Amazing. On the warning track.
Fingertip catch. His helmet goes into the wall.
Wow. That's big time football right there.
You came here looking for some memories. Big time football indeed, and you got some.
Show out, young man. Show out.
Somebody text Dabo Sweeney. Zarek Cooper is doing what he went to Clemson to do. So on first down, Darnell Holland takes the pitch, and Darnell Holland shoved out of bounds at about the 6. We could be here a while.
Oh, looks like it. And I think someone else is down on the sideline.
Way back at the 20-yard line, right in front of the Kennesaw State sidelines.
I think it may be T.J. Reed, right? Is that him? Oh.
Somebody went down late. It is a Jacksonville State player that is out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Could be Jaquez Pearson, and that's who we think it is. Jaquez Payton, rather. Jaquez Payton got caught up in all those blocks, and look who's over there. John Gross himself.
Yeah. And that's what you want from your head coach. A player's coach coming out there to make sure it's not a third injured Gamecock in this overtime.
Well,
no, he doesn't want any more of his players to get injured with the playoffs looming next week.
That's Peyton who got the first touch there on Darnell Holland, and then he got stepped on there. Yeah, TJ Reed just landed on him. Nothing malicious.
Yeah.
Just happens, and the highs and the lows. You have the circus catch for the touchdown on 4th down, and now you have another injury.
Well, we talk about football, as I said earlier, it's a violent ballet. You see the injuries. We all know how physical this game is, but it's so beautiful when you see the amazing throw that Zarek Cooper just had to Josh Pearson. And this is why we love the game. Plays like this, and these young men are playing their hearts out right now.
Chris Mooneyham.
Guys, I'm right down here on the sideline, about the 10 or 15-yard line. I got to tell you, both of these defenses over the last couple of possessions here in overtime, well, you probably know where I'm going. Both of these defenses absolutely, positively gassed. We may be here for a while.
Well, you saw Peyton walk off. 1st and goal, Kennesaw State. Hopefully, we're done with the injuries. How much more football is there? Chandler Burks, forward, close, in. He gets his multiple touchdown game, even though it took overtime to do it, and the Owls are an extra point away from forcing a 3rd overtime.
We've seen this movie before. Typically, you don't like reruns, but Chandler Burks off to the right side. Quarterback keep does it himself, dials his own number, scoring another touchdown for the Owls, trying to force this thing into a 3rd overtime, Brian.
Brian Bohannon says we'll take the 1. You're the number 2 rushing team in the country. You got to get 3 yards. You could have won it right there, but it's risky. You could also lose it right there. So Thompson with the extra point, 38-38.
Wow.
Those of you sticking around to see the Hawks pregame show, we apologize. We got some points going up on the board here, though.
Tell you what, I recorded this game at home on Fox Sports Southeast, and I don't think I put the extra 30, 45 minutes on the DVR to record the game.
Yeah,
man.
we're going to need a tape. They're in overtime in the flats. A couple exits down south at Georgia Tech also. Georgia Tech and Virginia are in extra time also. What a show here at SunTrust Park. First football game ever, and it's been one for the ages. Chris Mooneyham is in the middle of it.
Brian, you and I, we came in today to SunTrust Park, happened to run into each other on the way in, and you know, we both stood atop the concourse area, staring out across the beautiful field, this scene that was quite amazing. We both were staring at the Delta scoreboard, and we remarked how they had all the numbers punched in, the graphics, trying to get ready for the ball game today. And the score that was on the scoreboard as they were practicing and getting ready, 38-38, if you recall, Brian. Boy, it seems as though someone here at SunTrust Park knew a little something before we did.
That's eerie, and I don't remember that, but I'm glad you do. Wow. At one point, when we fired up the stats computer, it was 6-0 Kennesaw State, and boy, do they need those points right now. Tied at 38. There's Brian Bohannon. This is his first senior class. Came in, everybody redshirted the first year. They played against each other for a year and a half. So much patience. He coached receivers down there at Georgia Tech. Coached at Georgia Southern. Played for the University of Georgia. Brought this special spread option offense. Don't call it the triple option. It's a spread option. And the variety of it that Grant Chestnut and Brian Bohannon have worked up is different than most. He does have a little bit of that Paul Johnson 4th down mentality in him.
Yeah.
Under Paul Johnson for a lot of years at Georgia Southern, Navy, and at Georgia Tech. And now that offense will get back out there and try to turn things around. Georgia Tech and Paul Johnson did just pick up the victory down to the flats. About 5 exits south of here, maybe 6. Depends on which one you use. Burks to pass. play. It's down there in the defensive backfield. It's going to be interference on one of the two teams.
Holding. Defense. Number 1. The penalty is declined. Touchdown.
25 yards. Chandler Burks to T.J. Reed.
It all starts with the success of a run game. You see the linebackers creep up on the play action. Chandler Burks drops back. T.J. Reed wide open down the field. Feaster had his eyes in the backfield, awaiting the option play. Wow. Another touchdown for the Owls. This is an amazing game, Brian.
Now, once you get to triple overtime, you have to go for 2. That's ensuring that we get to the Hawks pregame show. It's actually not a Fox Sports Southeast rule. It's an NCAA rule. Can't kick it even if you want to.
Well, you have to go with one of your high percentage plays here. As you see Chandler Burks again. And Reed just leaks out the backfield wide open.
The whole time. I mean,
again.
At no point did Jacksonville State. I mean, Marlon Bridges never saw him.
Yeah.
It wasn't his guy, but he never saw him.
T.J. Reed scored twice today, once in the air, once on the ground. Incredible running back for the Owls, a backup running back. Not a lot of touches this year because Darnell Holland and Shaq Terry have been doing such a phenomenal job, but he's getting it done today when his number has been called.
How about a 4-receiver set for a 2-point conversion?
I'm going to one of my OGs right now, Brian. You know who I'm thinking.
Grant Chestnut dialing it up. There's Reed in motion. The OG is to the left, and that's him. It's Sumter. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. Justin Sumter, the senior receiver with all the size and talent in the world, has been spending most of his career on blocking assignments. And it's a huge 2-point conversion.
When you have a big play receiver like Justin Sumter here in the slot, in the corner, quick slant, boxes him out with that big 6'3", 217-pound frame, and secures the ball.
You called it. There's the catch. The ball's across the line, even though it didn't finish across the line. Line judge right on it.
OG to OG, Chandler Burks to Justin Sumter for the 2-point conversion.
Jacksonville State's going to need 8. Don't bet against them. What a show.
This is just one amazing game, Brian. This was one that'll be talked about for a long time around these parts. Either way, how it ends up. And again, a playoff-type atmosphere. And the playoffs don't even start till next week. Jacksonville State, all the pressure is on them now because you have to score, as you mentioned. You have to score 6 and then convert a 2-point conversion.
I don't know how you penalize either team here.
You can't.
If you're watching this game and a member of the committee, holy cow. Number 6 versus number 2. And Zarek Cooper's going to throw it on first down. And just barely out of the hands of Jordan. Let's check that, of Jamari Hester.
I for sure thought Jamari Hester had that ball.
I think he touched it.
He had 2 hands on it. Cooper put some air under it. And Hester looks like he may have lost it in the last minute. That should have been 6, Brian.
Working on a linebacker.
Wow. A game of inches. You had a step on him.
2nd and 10. Cooper pressured from the right. Throws it up for grabs again and just barely out of the reach of Josh Pearson. 3rd down.
We've seen Cooper overthrow his receivers several times this game. And another one, just a little too much on it because the receiver has a step on the defenders. When you have that type of matchup, Josh Pearson on Charlie Patrick, as good of a linebacker as Charlie Patrick is, he can't cover Josh Pearson in open space.
Well, those are pretty good balls. Quarterbacks are taught you can't underthrow them.
Yeah.
Pretty good balls, missing just that much. Cooper pressured again. Quick out. Bird has the first down. Inside the 15, not Bird, it's Trey Berry rather. Legs cut out from under him. Sure hands.
Pressure up top by Bryson Armstrong. Cooper this time delivers the ball, checks it down to Berry. And that was a smart play as opposed to going for it all, just picking up a few yards in the first down.
You saw Dorian Walker tapping himself in the chest. He committed to the ball. If you play the man, it would have been fourth down. Oh, big hit there. He stays on his feet. Is that Landon Rice? It is. Landon Rice got punished. Held onto the ball, and now you're knocking on the door. And an owl is down, and it may be Walker.
Dorian Walker came over, laid the hit, but didn't wrap up. You have to wrap up, particularly when you have a big receiver, 6'5", 250 pounds, like Landon Rice. He kept his feet.
It's not Dorian Walker. It's Charlie Patrick, who was still standing at the end of the play. So, once again, now the injury bug biting the other team. And as much fun as this has been, you just can't have this.
Charlie Patrick playing phenomenal on the year. The reigning Big South Defensive Player of the Week. Just an amazing athlete, transferring from...
He was up the whole way. All right, still going.
Yeah, this is, it just looks like his belt may have been run. I'm not sure. I don't want to speculate, but he was okay, and let's just hope he's all right.
Well, these two teams have been playing football now for 3 hours and 48 minutes.
I tell you what, whoever wins needs a bye after this game.
Charlie Patrick, linebacker position, up and coming off the field.
You see there.
Yeah, little concussion protocol going on with Landon Rice.
This is a physical game. Make no mistake about it.
He got his nose busted. So it's 2nd and 1. Once again, Jacksonville State can get the first down, and this is the Burrows formation. Burrows over the right-hand side, still going. And he might have gotten it, and he did. And Jacksonville State is an extra point away from quadruple overtime.
Wow.
Leander Burrows. It's a coach.
That's power running right there. That's all it is. Downhill running. I'm going to meet you and play low man wins and get in the end zone.
Coach, I need me some more 3rd and 2s.
Leander Burrows is like, feed me.
4th and 2s, anything in 2. I'm your guy.
Feed me the ball. I will get it done for you.
You see he's on the sideline now. It's a 3-yard play now. The extra point to extend the game is from the 3-yard line. They move it over. Offense has control of the ball inside the hash mark. Then John Gross says, we're going to think about this. This may be just to give Leander Burrows a chance to get a breather. What a game, Two-Ton.
Amazing one. These kids are playing their hearts out. And as Chris said earlier, we may be here a while because the defenses are gassed. The offense is having their way in this overtime here. And it's no slight to either defense. They were playing phenomenal for the entire duration of the regular throughout the game through the first 4 quarters. But this overtime is no slight. You get the ball close to the end zone. Everything tightens up. You don't have room for error. And you have to continuously do that, play in and play out. It's like playing red zone football for 3 overtimes here. So it's very tough on a defensive unit to continuously get that done. And again, these young men are playing their hearts out. It's coming down to one play here. Can Jacksonville State get this 2-point conversion?
Chris Mooneyham told us the defenses are gassed. Both teams average over 40 points for the season, and they're both there. Cooper to keep it alive. Found his guy. We're going to 4 overtimes. Josh Pearson just peels off to the right. Pearson already an all-timer at Jacksonville State. Leads Division I in touchdown catches. That one was only worth 2 points, but they were a big 2 points. A 4th overtime when we come back on Fox Sports Southeast. (46-46). It was worth the drive. We welcome those of you who are intending to watch Saturday Night Live. I believe that's an 11:30 Eastern show. This was a 3 p.m. kick at SunTrust Park, and it's been a good one. Zarek Cooper going to throw on first down. It's broken up. Levante Larry had a hand in there. Now, Zarek Cooper came into the game needing 409 yards for his team's all-time single-season passing record. He's thrown for 392. He might get there.
Just might get it tonight. Zarek Cooper going to the flat again. Great play. Levante Larry beating a block, breaking up that pass.
Just took it away from Hester. 2nd and 10. Cooper taking his time, just surveying what the defense is giving him. Sees something. Hester wide open. That was as easy as it could be. Jamari Hester. At least they made it look easy. Jacksonville State back into the lead. What happened?
When Jacksonville State has 3 receivers to one side, they run that trips. Kennesaw State is not able to cover man-to-man. You see a safety, Cole Loden, trying to guard Jamari Hester. No dice. Hester in the end zone for a 2nd time tonight. 109 yards on the day.
Hawks and Hornets coming up at 7:05 Eastern. We're going to get there as soon as we're done here. We're in quadruple overtime. And because of that, the teams have to go for 2. Jacksonville State's going to take a timeout. Kennesaw State will get the ball when this is done from the 25-yard line. Brian Katrick, Tutan Common-Reyes, and Chris Mooneyham here at SunTrust Park. Well, the Hawks and Pacers, rather, coming up at 7:05. Hornets game. If you're in the Charlotte territory, that's coming your way at 7:05. And this is a good one if you decide to watch a little football.
Who wants to watch basketball anyway? It's earlier on. They're not playing.
Well, we're getting there. It's almost a basketball. It's 52-46, Tutan.
What I'm saying is, like, in the NBA, typically, earlier on in the season, guys don't give it their all. They wait till after the All-Star break to get it going and, really get after there where the games count. But nevertheless, they still got to play the game. And as both coaches said coming in, the timing wasn't what they wanted. They still have to play the game. And what a game it's been.
2-point conversion from the 3-yard line. They do not put Leander Burrows in there. It's going to be Zarek Cooper with Green in the backfield. To go up by 8. Everybody's covered, and it's knocked away. Charlie Patrick got his hand on it. And a little daylight for Kennesaw State. They still need a touchdown, but a 2-point conversion could win it. A rare mismatch here. Cooper had his guy, but Charlie Patrick was waiting. This is just a case of them not having enough room here 2 times.
Yeah, as you said, everything gets condensed. They ran the trips formation, 3 receivers to the right. Cooper waited for someone to get open in the back of the end zone there. And Charlie Patrick just sat there with his heels on the goal line, backpedal, read the play, got up and knocked the ball down. Kennesaw State has the ball, like you said. A little bit of light at the end of the tunnel here, but they have to handle business first from the 25.
First and goal, you got to have a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Burks has the touchdown. His third of the game, and Kennesaw State is 3 yards away. Xavier Harper split out to the right. Sumter to the left, and we're going to run right. It's Burks pitching to T.J. Reed. One-on-one. Couldn't make the guy miss. What an effort out there in the defensive perimeter from Marlon Bridges. Bridges forces a 5th overtime. 70+% on 4th down conversions. Burks keeps it himself. He's going to the right. And he's got the first down. Runs out of bounds inside the 10. 2nd and long. Darnell Holland breaks the tackle. The gamble pays off. Holland scores from 13 yards out. The Owls are in front again. From our Fox Sports Southeast crew, an honor and a thrill for us to get a chance to work with you guys. 2-point conversion, fade to Sumter, got it, count it, 8-point lead.
Justin Sumter, OG to OG, climbing the ladder at the end zone. And getting that man-to-man look on the left side of the screen there, 3 receivers to the left.
Cooper looking left the entire way, and this one is intercepted! That's the game! Bryson Armstrong! The turnover play comes out, and Kennesaw State wins it in 5 overtimes. The first ever game at SunTrust Park. The #2 team in the country closes out the regular season in style.